This works. All right, we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's live stream. We have a lot of guests on, some friends on tonight, all friends, honestly. So, but tonight we're going to be streaming. I'll probably be on for about 2 hours tonight, I think.
Yeah.
Some folks got to pop out and come back. Others will come in, but we'll just have an open conversation tonight. Nice chat tonight. So join us in the chat if you're watching. Let us know where you're watching from. That's always fun to see where people are watching from, and and throw out your questions and comments. We got special guests tonight. We've got John from Layer Creations.
Hi everyone.
And you know John from his work, most famously recently designing a full 1/12 scale Rancor and all his other creations. So he's going to show some of those tonight, which are always really fun to see.
Can't wait.
And we got my friend Gary. Gary, say hi. Gary's also another Black Series collector, does a lot of 3D printing and ships and stuff too. I know you got some stuff to show off tonight. And then we got Jeremy. How are you doing, man?
Doing well. Glad to be here. Gary, John, welcome. Good to meet you guys.
Thank you.
And Arthur. How you doing, Arthur?
How's it going? I've
frozen.
You're frozen.
I forgot the Grand Admiral part.
Grand Admiral. I got
Admiral
promoted.
Art.
I went to Galaxy's Edge and got promoted to Grand Admiral recently.
That's pretty
Nice.
Where'd you find
Yeah, you were just there a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, almost a month, mid March, so it's almost a month now. And so I got this little thing. So this is fun. And you could
That's cool.
these come off, and you could make it one, or you could do all, and they have little. What they are here.
Oh, that's cool. You can customize.
Oh, they
it.
give you the.
They can customize it. It's just plastic. Here, let me put it up again.
Show that again. Yeah.
So you could pop these. You could pop the little things off and place them anywhere. And my hands are not very steady. Here we go.
No, we got that point though. You can
Evidently.
do different.
Where'd you get it?
That was
How much was
Galaxy's
that?
Edge. $20.
Oh, yeah.
$19.99.
That's great for cosplay.
Boom. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's just plastic. It's nothing like, I'm sure the people in the 501st would be like, oh, that's not.
It's close enough. It's good enough.
It's fun. It's fun for streams, and I chose Grand Admiral because
Nice.
I mean, what is there beyond that? So
Right.
that's the best.
it's the best.
The Moff.
That would be fun.
Tarkin.
Moff, Grand Moff.
So for those of us who are new or watching the stream here, I like geography too. I like showing kind of where people are at. Tonight, I'm in Massachusetts. We're near Boston. That's where I'm located. Gary, where are you at?
Birmingham, Alabama.
Alabama.
Nice.
John?
Near Houston, Texas. About 45 minutes north.
Jeremy?
Phoenix, Arizona. Neighbor, kind of.
I'm just outside Anchorage, Alaska.
Wow.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, great. So it's
Almost
still pretty
four
early.
corners covered.
Yeah, we're all.
So
over.
we're all
Like,
North Americans.
legitimately,
tonight.
Yeah. As far
Yeah.
south, about as far south as you can go, and about as far north and east and west.
Originally from Southern California, so I'm not from up here originally, but I've been up here about 10 years. So.
Or you maybe think about it. Do they still have these down there? I got this the last time I was down there.
What is that?
It's a little Imperial badge, just on a little puck.
I don't recognize
That's
it.
cool.
It might have been.
Just keep it in my
They
display.
were.
Black shoes.
I think I hit the tail end of a lot of their stuff, and I think because I saw recently they brought in a lot of new stuff for the Seasons of the Force that just started about a week ago. And so, but I didn't see that. So they were kind of, if you know a lot of people that know sales and stuff, they have seasons of stuff, and
Yeah.
so
These were around when it first opened. I'm assuming there's just a one.
I didn't see it, but I might have missed it. There was a lot to go through.
Yeah, it was
I didn't see
$14.99.
Is it like TVC scale almost, or what? Or is it like Black?
Well, I mean,
scale? Scaled it to a figure.
Here's a 6-inch figure, so I mean,
Oh, that's okay.
It can sit next to like
Uh-huh.
Darth Vader or something. You know what I mean?
It'd be a nice like background display thing for like a throne room.
I
The
used
one
to
other-
have two of them.
I picked up this guy for my TVC job as Palace too.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a cool card back.
Yeah. So it's
I
pretty
would
nice.
love to open it up, but there's like I don't think I could open that up.
He's open. He's open. Watch this.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it.
It was actually
We'll
pretty
Live
clean.
vicariously through
You
you.
know, it was actually pretty clean. Look, it's not
That's pretty clean. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got him for my job as Palace, and
That's cool.
I was chatting with Nick the other day, and this is for R2 Sam, R2 S4M. I think it's just something they made up. I'm not missing it. It's not in the background of the job as Palace or anything. Do you know? Anybody know?
No. Well, he might have been on the
I
sail
don't know.
barge, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. But either way, my Jabba's goons need their waiter. You know, they need somebody they need their. Let me try to get this out without making too much noise.
I mean, there was a reason why Jabba had need of a R2 unit on Jabba's
There
sail
you go.
barge. So
Yeah.
clearly, this guy was the predecessor.
Yeah.
Oh, look, well, this thing comes off. So you
That's
could
cool. Did little cups come off?
no. Oh,
No.
they
Ooh,
do.
they do.
Ooh, that's
Wow.
cool.
Ooh.
That is cool.
They all do. They got a little peg, you know, so
That's
you know,
nice.
lift it up a little
Huh.
more. And
They
little-
knew
I'm surprised
exactly
by
what
that.
we want.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
and
really
I like
decent.
how they got the green grog or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I wish it was blue like Spotchka, but so I don't know. So I know this is not TVC technically, it's Droid Factory, but he looks 3 3/4 inch to me. So
Yeah.
I'm
No,
sure
it's
he'll-
TV. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's TVC
It
scale.
counts.
So
I
I
see in
don't
the
know.
chat, I'm not the only one that's going to have that's having a comment about that card tear.
So I do, you know, I do have a wall of mint on card that I keep.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So I'm about 3/4 opener, but
I got to
Yeah.
a place where I was sometimes buying doubles just so I could like open one and keep the other
Yeah.
one. And then I just realized, then just one day something just clicked in my head. I'm like, I'm just going to open up a whole bunch of them. And so my son and I just went through and we just
Yeah.
ripped them all up, and it was fun. That was a good
I
night.
used to be solely, but when I started, it was 2020-ish, 2019, I started doing
Mhm.
Black Series, and I started watching reviews first off, and I saw a guy open it. I was like, what are you doing? And so I got when I got my first one, what was it? It was Carbonized Mando. I was like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna open just this one, you know.
But that's not a card back. That's a regular box.
It's a box, yeah. It's a box. So I was like, well, that's the thing. I was like, well, I could put it back in, and
You
Yeah.
justify it. Yeah.
Well, that's my
put some
entire mantra back here. Is I've opened all of those.
Nice.
You got a whole bunch on the wall back there.
Oh yeah, I got a ton.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then I got more in front of me above my computer. So, but my office at work at the university, I have my entire TVC collection minus a box of about 50 of them sitting over there, all card back. And so my students, when they walk in, they're like, Bryson, I knew you liked Star Wars, but I didn't realize that much.
That's okay. You guys have seen my Black Series wall. It's at my office. It's 12 feet of IKEA cube shelves, all Black
Oh my
Series.
gosh.
It's pretty overwhelming for
That's
anybody
awesome.
who doesn't expect to see that when they pop in.
Yeah.
You go,
I feel like,
so
it's a
before we
good-
go in, let me prepare you. I have a hobby.
Yep, pretty much.
Now, do
My
you guys-
Star Wars figures select me.
you look at the card backs as being more of the collector's item than the boxes, because I was 10 when Star Wars came out, and 11 when I got my first 2 figures, and I ripped them open and played with them. So to me, the card backs are always that just seems like a toy to me, and the new Black Series boxes seem more collector.
It's going in the recycling to burn
Yeah.
pile. I'll tell you that.
I mean, I think there's I picked this one up because I guess it was like Target had, this guy on clearance because he's been around forever. It was only like what, $4, $4.50.
Oh yeah.
But to me, like, I love the artwork. I love the picture. You know, and once you rip it and pull it off, that's it. It's done. It's done. And so, you know, I have a bucket of loose ones that my son and I will play with, and then I have, you know, the ones that I like to keep on the card. And I think there's just something really fun about having just, I don't know, I just like looking at them. I think they're a lot of fun. I think I mean, again, I'm coming from like an art perspective. I do like nice packaging. I do like that. Like I actually got the I didn't buy it at full price, but Hasbro had the carbonized TIE Pilot and the Imperial Guard.
You bought that?
Not at full price.
Yeah.
They had it on clearance. It was like basically $20 a figure, so I bought it about $40.
Yeah.
But I really love TIE pilots and I love Imperial Guards. So I grabbed it. I was like, I'm just gonna keep them on the card because I already got like 5 Imperial Guards. I got a few TIE pilots. Like I don't need loose ones, but they're just really nice on the card. They're really nice on the metallic paint on them. Looks really, really cool.
Yeah, that's the Red and Royal Imperial Guard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was tempting. If you know, he looked really nice and cherry red. You know, that would he would have been cool if you have 2 of them flanked. You know,
even the fabric has it's a new fabric they did for the cloak, so it's got a different sheen to it, which I kind of wish the way they packed it though you could see the armor underneath, because I saw a review with it and the armor just looks, like that's what you need to do for carbonized. That's what you need.
I would have probably gotten that Royal Imperial Guard if it was sold individually.
Yeah,
but
I would have snapped it up instantly.
But what was he with? He was with the TIE Pilot?
He was, hang on, let me grab him real quick, actually.
Yeah, it's a 2-pack. You can buy it on Hasbro Pulse right now.
Like, I didn't need
there's a great figure under there. I mean, I got this version, but I have the original Red Guards, but this is a great figure. It's got a lot of detail.
Right.
Sorry.
Oh, you missed him.
Yeah, there's a lot of sculpt there to the armor that you
don't realize it. It's like, man.
Oh, there it is. So it comes boxed, huh?
So they were carded underneath in that box?
Yeah.
It was like the
it's
pack 2-pack.
I don't really care about the box, but I kind of need to figure something to do with these. I will probably take them to my office and put them up on the wall. They're pretty. They're nice little, almost holographic card backs. So there's the
nice and shiny.
Very shiny, and then you can see the.
Is he got a blue tint like the Darth Vader did?
Yeah, he does. I don't think it's as bad though as Darth Vader.
Darth Vader's is pretty blue.
he's like well, you know what? Actually, under direct light, it is pretty blue. It's like a deep navy blue. But you know what? I'll go with it. He's a TIE pilot. Why not?
Yeah,
I'll go with that. But the one I really, really liked, this guy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just look at I don't know if it's picking up it or not.
Yeah, see that kind of card back. That is almost like something that I would have a hard time opening.
And it's actually, with the Marvel Legends, when they do like the nicer card back Marvel Legends, where it's a little bit harder to pull off. That's what this is. So, yeah,
I wouldn't open that either.
No, I'm gonna keep it.
Now, you said those were on sale, right?
Yeah. Again, the only reason I bought them, there's no effing way I would have ever bought them.
The original. I remember the original price was pretty high, even for
it's like 70 something.
Yeah, I was like,
no
thanks.
I was like, you're out of your mind. There's no way, Hasbro.
Yep. Darth Wizzy Wizard.
There he is.
They look beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, they do look better in person. That's for sure. I had to see a review before I.
Those were Amazon exclusive, right?
Yes, they were, but they were on. I guess no one bought them because $70-something. So they were on Hasbro Pulse for like half off. So they ended up being
still
about
available,
$20.
Yeah, Hasbro Pulse. I get nailed with shipping with them, so I don't buy from them very often.
Oh, right, Alaska.
Well,
Yeah.
I got the HasLab, so I went ahead and
You
did
got
the,
Jeremy.
There you
Yeah.
go.
nice.
This is the only one I have. I'm an opener, so this is the only thing I have in box still, like as far as from the carbonized stuff. But
Actually,
Yeah,
you know what?
that was pretty.
I'm gonna grab my other one.
Go buy them. I don't need them, Nick. I got plenty.
You know what I bought? I bought a bunch of those Boba Fett's carbonized. I had like 5 of them, and I was like, "What am I doing
I
with
think
these?"
you got 5 of
I don't
them.
know.
you can't really do anything
Yeah.
with them, like customize them.
I've been
So,
actually giving them away to people because like nobody wants to buy them. There was just so many of them made.
Yeah.
I missed
What
out
were
on
you
that.
giving away?
That
That
was
was my
one of the
other
ones I
favorite.
would like to get back. I would like
Yeah.
to get eventually. That one.
This
I love
is
that
this is
cherry
the
red.
only Rise of Skywalker figure that I bought.
Yeah, that's a beautiful
I
figure.
didn't.
Yeah,
I've
I have
pulled
a
it out.
loose
I've
one
actually
of those.
Yeah,
I've
It's
opened it
really
up, and
nice.
it's a nice figure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought 2. I had one open and one, and I ended up selling both of them. But yeah, they're great.
Why are we talking about carbonized, guys? We can't be talking about carbonized.
Hey,
Sometimes
There
they're
you go.
nice.
So,
John
but
did it.
speaking of sales, I did get Boba Fett. For 10, I got the
Is that
$10
the $9
Boba
Boba
Fett.
Fett on
And
Walmart?
I think
Oh,
it
is
was
that the
yeah, it was
is
like
that the
$10.
Black Series one?
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
Now,
Used it for fodder.
out of the 2 of them, I would have, if I like this one better, and I would have picked this one over the other one, the one that's the black with the black pants.
Yeah.
So
My
what's
only
the
thing-
difference between?
Well, his backpack fell off. The difference is this down here is black on the other
Okay.
one. His
Right,
pants
right.
and everything, and all this is painted.
Oh, yeah, right.
pretty
That's before he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now my
That's when the
thing with
armor's all-
this is obviously that they painted it silver, and I wish they had the base was silver and they paint so it looked like it was wearing off, worn a little bit. But it's kind of a nitpick, but he's still fun. And I went back and forth, and I was like $10, and I had a couple other things to get, so it was free shipping, and so.
I really enjoy. I got the other version of that one where he's clean. I guess where he's repainted it, and I do love that figure. But the figure pisses me off because the backpack falls off constantly.
Oh, you just and the one thing, the back, I'm like, what's with this silver? Just like
stripe.
I don't know what that's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
That is
like,
weird.
Is your helmet loose on him? Like mine falls off. No. Okay.
It wouldn't take much to get it off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, I'm not a fan of that.
Mine is just about right because I don't want it too much where it rubs their nose and they get that worn. But yeah, I was like I said, I went back and forth on it, and I just went ahead and pulled the trigger. I'm like, I like Boba Fett.
Mm-hmm.
I think
it's
that
not a bad
silver,
look for him.
No,
I think the silver on the backpack is a repair to the backpack. Wasn't the backpack damaged? Wasn't that the point that like?
Yeah,
when he
that's where
falls in the
Han
Sarlacc
bumped-
pit.
That's
Some
where
duct
Han
tape.
bumped it.
So I think that's supposed to be indicating a repair that was done by the Jawas or somebody.
Oh, okay.
That's what I took that
I'll
to
take
be.
it. I'll take it. So,
Hey, Greg.
Greg's saying hi.
okay.
Greg is building a
Yes.
huge hangar bay, and he's posting photos of it in the Discord that all 3, Gary and Greg and I are on, and it is really cool looking.
Yeah, that thing is. If I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, John, but it's like 8 feet long. His diorama that he's working on, right? It's like
Dude,
the size of a
yeah.
kitchen table.
Yeah.
You gotta have a lot
Greg-
of room for that.
Greg, drop the measurements in there because I know like when you were measuring that thing, I'm like, where are you gonna put that? And he's like, I'm gonna put it right here. I'm like, okay. But it looked kind of like today when he said his wife took pictures of him working on it. It looks like some of the stuff ILM was putting together in 82.
Yeah.
He's
It
got
looks like a
that,
miniature set.
he's got that 1/12 scale Y-wing and X-wing to go in there, and I think they're probably 40, 50 inches long a piece.
Damn.
Crazy.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
The
big.
biggest
Yeah.
diorama I've heard.
I would love.
Black
I would
Series.
love. I would love to have a Black Series scaled X-wing. That would be awesome. I don't care how big it is.
think it's about 42 inches long.
That's what everyone says until they build it.
Something like that.
It'd be kept in the garage, but still, it'd be fun.
It would be your
if they're
garage.
smart, that'll be the next HasLab.
Yeah.
For the black.
Well, that's where Jabba's palace and all my dioramas I have, just because I just don't have room where I have my figures. You know, I just ran out of room. So I was like, so I have a big table, and I plan to make it kind of 2-tiered and have dioramas on top and bottom, but one day. And I plan to. I have it
for all of my guys.
And I have an Ender 3 that I've had for about a year, and I got to a point of I put it together. That's about it. That's about as far as I've gotten. So,
hey, well, let's talk. Let's switch to 3D printing a little bit here, because I know Gary can only stay for an hour or so, and I know he's got some stuff he wants to show off. So,
Well, I got some of John's stuff back here.
Why don't you start with that?
Sir?
Oh, John, hold up the Rancor while Gary's getting his ship back there.
See what you got.
Do you just want me to wait until because I got a few 3D prints as well I was going to show, so we can do his stuff and then.
All right, well, let's do Gary.
Here's something.
Gary, I'm gonna make you.
Oh,
A-wing.
That looks so pretty.
So
you redid the you ended up doing the landing gear. Okay.
It's
nice.
It's not retractable.
Okay. You just glued it all in one piece.
Gary, wait, before you switch, tell us about tell us some more details there too, like what you did and how much print time and the kind of.
Yeah, he did a good job on this.
Involved.
I think his paint job looks way better than my paint job for sure.
Well, let me put that down there. Yeah, it was pretty easy print. But I like to do a lot of finish work, so I did a lot of priming and making sure everything was fitting together well.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like, John and I talked a little bit about putting some panel dividers in there.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's a great print.
Now the one I saw in person at John's house was a little oversized. John, remember that? You told me that was a little too big.
Yeah, that one. So that was very early in my making ships for people adventure, and I mean, I fully admit that thing was way too damn big. Because I think I want to say Corey Freya commissioned me to do that one, and if I'm wrong, I'm sure I'll hear it.
So Gary, did you size it down a little bit when you did yours?
Yeah.
No,
you really didn't.
Oh, okay.
I thought you did.
No, but I think
maybe I sized it down when I uploaded it for you, because that is smaller than mine.
Really?
Yeah, mine's like 1/6 scale. I'm pretty sure I could shove a hot toy into it.
Is it the one that you have that's the green, light and green?
Yeah.
No, I think it's the same. What is it,
Gary? What are you printing on, Gary? What are the printers that you use, just for everybody watching?
I have 2 Ender 5 pluses. I wanted a bigger build volume because I intended on printing ships, which we were talking about earlier. I probably should have gone with TVC just because the ships are so big and everything. But that's why I got the Ender 5 pluses.
So here's the fun thing, though. They already got that ship for TVC. This is why we do it in Black Series scale.
Well, I know, that's what I'm saying. See, I wouldn't have to go through all this.
Yeah.
I could buy a Ghost and a Razor Crest, and or
you could have a whole Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
So you're saying if you could do it again, you go back in time and you wouldn't buy any Black Series, you'd buy TVC.
I'd have to really think about it.
Yeah.
You leave it?
I love the Black Series. I love the articulation, the way they look. I love everything about them. But it's just so stinking big.
It's hard to world build Black Series. It really is.
Yeah, exactly. That's and I like ships. I've got I printed my X1 tie advanced, and it's ginormous. It's huge. That's cool. It's cool.
Now, that one's a different file from mine, right?
Yeah. That's a studio scale. It's like the Bandai model, just bigger, but it takes up a lot of room. You know, these things, the Rancor, everything. I've got an Ice Spider, and it's huge. I reprinted the TIE silencer, the Kylo Ren, because the original one I got from what's his name?
John Walker.
It was real small, but it fit a Black Series figure. So I printed it. I found the file. I reprinted it larger, and it's 35 inches long. But I think that's still scaled to 1/18 scale. It should be, I don't know, 57 inches long for Black Series, but I can't do that.
I really want to imagine that when they were designing that ship, who would it be? I guess that would have been Ryan Johnson, right? It was the director of that. That was Last Jedi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He who shall not be named.
Yeah. Come on. I'm sure someone was like, at ILM was like, Ryan, we have the X-Wing for Kylo. It's basically an interceptor. What do you think? Okay. Well, what if we just took this and just went stretch it out?
Longer.
Bigger's better.
More.
It is cool, though. It's a cool show.
Gary, can I ask you a question, brother?
Sure.
Is there a way we can see your collection or your display? Do you have all that stuff like set up? Or have you shown it at all?
No, it's currently all over the place.
Okay, I know the feeling.
Yeah. I've probably got 200 boxes of figures sitting over there. I've got dioramas half finished and displayed, and one of these days I'm going to get it all.
Yeah, no, I'd love to see it. Looks, you got some great
Pretty
stuff.
nice.
So I think you should show your addition to the Hoth cave, because I think that was a really smart addition.
Yeah.
You added a base and a topper to it that I think really accentuates it very nicely.
Yeah. Now that's it. Look, that's it by itself.
Oh, that's great.
Nice paint job too.
So that is probably like a 2015, 2016 file.
And I took some props from David, matter of fact, and just
that sounds like foam.
cut some foam.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Nice.
That's cool.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's great.
And then I made a base for the Wampa. By the way, David sold that to me several years ago.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I did, didn't I?
But I made a base.
Cool.
So it'll.
Can you hold it up a little bit? It's off camera right now.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to get it all situated
without it falling over. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great, man. That'll look great with the Wampa and everything.
And then got the Wampa right here.
That's awesome.
Got to throw some little skeleton bones down on the floor.
Well, it resides in my media room. I've got when I built the media the cabinet, I've got dioramas sitting all in them, and so
cool. Nice.
This one sits kind of low. It's a little dark, but I do need some bones.
That's really cool. I love the addition there.
When I used to sell those things, I used to use a glow-in-the-dark filament, and I didn't tell any of my customers that it glue in the dark. So I had a few messages of like, "This thing glows in the dark. What the hell's going on?"
that was me. The one I bought from you, I didn't know, and I turned off the lights, and it was all of a sudden it was glowing. I was like, "What the?"
It really glows.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Well, it's a great little file, and it printed quick. And if you have an airbrush, that's a game changer.
I was going to ask that. Was it airbrushed?
Yeah. I think well, the foam, you can't. I think I just used some cheap acrylics, spray painted the file, the print, and then just airbrushed it.
I remember when I first grabbed some styrofoam and was going to make a diorama. I just got spray paint.
Yeah, I learned that too.
What's going on here? Stuff's melting.
Yeah, and certain glues don't work well with foam. Yeah, you learn a lot.
Fortunately, foam is cheap, so
trial by fire.
Tell you later.
John,
dig in.
I saw the ice cave in another Facebook group for Kenner collectors this week, last week.
I saw a couple
Someone
of
else.
them. Yeah, like 3 and 3/4
Yeah, they credited
inch.
they said they got it from you, that you printed it for them or something. It was in
Awesome.
one of the Kenner collector groups.
Yeah, there was. I had the QC Jedi. I'm
GQ Jedi.
GQ Jedi.
You got him
Yeah.
the Rancor gate.
Yeah,
and all
so
that.
he got something from me from actually, I didn't make it for him, but one of my people, one of my Patreon members made it for him. And so then that kind of like got a few things rolling, and I had a couple of people actually buy those, and I was like, so it was fun to like go back and remake it. I haven't made one in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
so
were wondering, by the way, how is your Patreon doing? How's business for you, John? Like over the last year?
It's not bad. I'd love for it to, get more. So if anyone wants to join, please do. But it's not bad.
How many members you got?
It's helping. I think if you count the ones that Patreon says are members, but they're actually like the non-paying members, I have like 200 members. But paying
200?
members, I think it's about like 73, 74. So
that's great.
Yeah, it's not bad. You
I
guys
think
are
when
doing.
we talked a year ago, you only had like 50 or something. I don't know, it was something like that. It was, or 40 something.
Yeah, it's been growing. The Rancor, when I was on Mike's thing, that actually helped out quite a bit. So that got some good exposure.
Cantina. Yeah.
Hey John, any chance of getting a 112 Bantha maybe?
I actually technically do have a 112 Bantha. It's a naked Bantha.
Can I get one?
Sure. Yeah, 100%. I can do one for you. It's a naked Bantha because the idea was, I don't remember if I'd asked the Patreon members what they wanted, or maybe it's just a request, but someone, it is a static Bantha. It's not like it's articulated, but the idea is that they wanted to put the fur on themselves, like the Power of the Force one back in the 90s, which I thought was pretty cool. And I've had some requests to like do a sculpted fur one. And after doing the Tauntaun, which I'll show you guys tonight, I feel a little bit more sure about sculpting fur. So I might give that a shot and do like a haired version.
Cool. Yeah, I know people would love one. I'd love one.
Yeah.
So John, have you printed out the Tauntaun? Is that what you have?
Well,
let's get Gary finished up first.
I was about to say.
Look at
that.
Now, this isn't John's.
Okay. It looks too nice to be mine.
Well, I made this before I joined the Patreon, so
but
it's the same idea. It's a static Bantha, and I covered it in fur. And
you made that? Wow, damn.
Mm-hmm.
The fur's not too poofy either. It's not like just a big.
Dude, that's perfect. That's fantastic.
Nice. Yeah.
And honest to God, Gary, it looks like something I could buy at Disney.
It does.
You did a wonderful job.
It's official.
Well, I took some of my cosplay techniques that I learned.
It looks better than what you could buy.
That looks like a little dog.
This one I bought at Disney. This is what they sell at Disney right here.
That looks like the dog from Ace Ventura.
Wow. Is that a stuffed animal?
It is.
It is.
Okay.
It's got a sound box in it, though. It makes Bantha noises.
You need to take it to a dog groomer and have them.
I would buy it. I would buy that thing.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
Get a brush, David.
Now it won't shut up. I gotta turn it off.
Right.
Gary,
making noises.
I really want to see the Phantom because I think you actually did a better job than I did.
Well, I haven't glued the landing gear on yet, but I can pull the.
You know what? Neither have I. They peg in just fine.
So, for those uninitiated, John, tell us about this file. This is one of your newer designs, correct?
This was, So this is. I wanted to do a since we had Ahsoka come out, and obviously, I wanted to show some love for the 6-inch collectors who obviously we can't get the HasLab. I wanted to do this thing that was, had a nice little bit in the Ahsoka series, or at least that one episode. So this thing is, Gary, would you say it's about 24 inches long?
Oh no, it's 20. 28, almost 29.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like
Huge.
shorter.
Yeah, that thing is
It's
sick.
pretty. She's pretty chunky. There's a lot of thickness going on there. I'm not even sure how much it weighs.
It's heavy.
Yeah,
Is
it
that
is.
compartment in the back?
I'm probably at least 6 rolls of film in.
Okay. I didn't think it was
What-
that much, but I don't doubt it.
Well, there you go.
What's
so it's got
inside? Is it? Oh, okay.
so it's
Okay,
got
so
a
little
lid you can pull off on the top. It's got sliding doors on the back, and then also there is a ramp that lowers as well, so that you can also like pull up and like fit in there. And I believe it holds four seats in the back, and then two pilot seats. So you can fit about 10 people in there. And the little jump seats are foldable.
Yeah, I've got one. Yes, I haven't finished gluing it all together, but there's one jump seat. Right.
Yeah, there it is. How does it snap in
Okay.
for you? Did you have to mess with it, or
No,
did it snap in okay?
Snapped right in.
Oh,
It was easy.
awesome! That is awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna print some greeblies, some little things to kind of dress up the interior a little bit. But again, it's a great print.
Thank you. Yeah, I love it. I did a little fun second version of the lid where there's two panels on the fin that actually pop out, and so there's like little missile pods. So in my head, I've always like, I'm sure Sabine and Hera modded the hell out of that thing, which they did, but I can't imagine they didn't add more weapons to it at some point. So there would probably be some more defenses. It does have, so it has guns on the front. It has the two little turrets on the back, and then it's like, why not? I put little divots in the front under the wings, where you can actually add guns on the front as well. So like little turret guns. So Gary, if you want to have 4 little ball socket turrets on there, you can go ahead and do that.
I printed 2 of the turrets, and I really wasn't understanding the little
the rings.
Yeah, the ring, and I finally figured that out and popped them in there. And I did sand it a little so it would pop in a little bit easier. So one is a little loose. I think I'm gonna either reprint that one or use a different ring because there's 4 rings, but there's place for 4 turrets.
Yeah.
But in I've been looking at a lot of pictures of this thing.
In the show, there's 2.
But it's got 2, so I don't know if I'll put the 2 in the front. I'll probably just keep. I'm weird about screen accuracy. Try my best to go that route, but it's great.
My favorite thing is the legs, because since this is based off of I think it's the Nemodian Trade Federation shuttle from episode 1, the legs do articulate. And I was so excited when I got the damn things assembled, and I'm standing in like Home Depot trying to find like the proper bolt or nut and screw to fit this thing. And I'm sure all the contractors were in there looking at me like, what the hell is he doing? But you can get it tight enough to where it will hold it up.
So it'll fold up.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Just the test fit, I had all 4 on there, and it's holding it up.
Yeah, you use the same nuts I did too. Yeah,
Gary, that's just like a locking nut there.
Yeah. Actually,
Nice.
I was so excited. I was on the Discord for for the Patreon we're on. I was like, it fucking stands! I'm so excited. I didn't know it
slowly go. Boo.
It didn't. No, it didn't.
It didn't.
It stood there for like 2 days until I picked it up and moved it. It was great. I was so happy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey John, any chance you want to take a swing at the shuttle Tidarium for me? Get a
Already
6-inch
did it.
version of that?
Yeah, he's got it.
I already did
Oh,
it.
no kidding.
Yeah,
Can
that
I
was
see
what,
it?
a year ago, 2 years ago.
I think
It's
I've
8
never
feet
seen
tall.
that, Yeah.
Can I see it? Is
Printed
it close
there.
by? Oh man.
No, I haven't printed it, but I
You designed
I
it.
can
You designed
can show pictures of the file if you want.
Yeah, I really
Well,
thought about printing the cockpit,
Mhm.
like I did with that other ATT file.
Oh,
Yeah.
File.
Gary, you're not going to believe this.
Uh-oh.
Somebody is printing the Sandcrawler.
What?
I shit you not. They literally have the entire thing printed
1/12
out.
or
It's
1/18?
it's 1/18 scale. But,
That's still big.
But
That's
they showed me the photo, and I'm like, "Are you insane?"
Still, what, 4 feet tall?
Now, I saw some rumblings. Do you think they're doing a sand crawler for the HasLab in May?
Personally,
No, that's a whole other ball of wax.
I don't think so.
I've heard. I saw a list of people going through different. I forget who it was. They were going through, and they said they said
I don't know if that's popular enough to sell.
A sand crawler. Yeah, I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's strong enough to sell on its own.
One thing with the Sandcrawler though is there's such limited footage of what's inside of it.
Yeah.
That it would be very difficult to
design.
To do that.
Yeah, I mean, we get
John,
to see more of it.
Here.
We get to see more of it in Mando, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So I for mine, I had to come up with like a lot of different things and just to try to I ended up putting like a cantina in the top floor. I did like little cubicles for the Jawas to like sleep in, and so the little cubicles have like
they live in the thing. They would have
they have like little bedrooms, a little like you know whatever.
The cantina's never a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, I even did I did like a whole bunch of the what are the furry eggs? The mudhorn eggs.
Mudhorn eggs.
Oh yeah.
And then I did a shredder, which the guy sent me a picture of it, actually printed out, and I was like, I didn't even recognize it because I forgot about it, and he was like, oh shit, that's mine. But it actually like has these teeth and everything that like it looks gnarly as hell. David, would you like for me to show the Imperial shuttle? I can put up a picture of it.
Let me answer. You got a question first, though.
Okay.
From in the chat, he's saying, "Can you upsize your little mini rig skiff that you've got there?"
Yeah.
When you have a file designed for 1/12 scale, can you blow it up? Can you double the size? What happens when you do that with a file? Do you lose detail? Do you?
I don't think it would lose detail at that size because a lot of it's just pretty smooth as it is. So I don't think it would have an issue going like just doubling up like that. It would probably if you went up to like some like I don't know if you try to blow it up for like real world scale, then probably it would look like crap. But
the AT-AT file I bought from Gambody, and I enlarged it over 500% to get it to 1/12 scale, and it printed great, looked good. So I don't think you would lose much at all.
Yeah.
Even going up to 1/6 scale probably should be fine.
Let's see.
I'd love to get a 6-inch scale TIE Interceptor. That's my favorite TIE fighter.
I have a TIE Interceptor.
Awesome. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, John, while you're doing that, or anybody, in the chat too, I want to get into 3D printing. I haven't ever bought one, and I'm just curious, like, what's a good starter, or would be a good way to get my feet wet with that?
So I haven't bought a printer. Well, my recommendation would be to get into filament printing because I think that's the easiest. I don't know, Gary, you might be able to have some thoughts on that. But I haven't bought a new filament printer in quite some time. And I think there's some really nice ones out now that like bamboo seems to be quite popular.
Yeah,
can you guys see my
Okay.
Yeah, the technology keeps getting better, but
yeah, that's what I wanted to wait.
I bought that Ender 5 Plus was the first one, and it took a little while to get. I had somebody show me because I didn't know anything about it, and once it was explained to me, and I kind of figured it out. Man, it's going right now. I've got 2, and they work great.
Cool.
Awesome. What are you showing us here, John?
So here's the shuttle.
Oh wow.
So yeah, Gary's right. It'd be about 8 feet tall. It's huge.
Wow.
Someone is printing the cockpit right now.
Okay.
I don't remember who, but somebody.
See, that would be a centerpiece for my collection. I wouldn't care if it was 8 feet tall.
Yeah. So there was actually a guy who
do like the top hat, the bottom
was
half.
trying to commission me actually to do the shuttle.
Yeah.
And I told him I didn't want to do it at that point in time because it's just too damn big. Because he also wanted me to print it for him. It's actually the same guy who paid for me to do the tie Inquisitor tie, which David, you saw.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he passed away before he got that. But he basically the three things he wanted from me was a shuttle, an AT-AT, and that TIE fighter. Yeah. And so all three of those have been made. So
those are epic.
Wait, that cockpit is huge to sit 6 figures.
It is, but I mean, like, it is a big cockpit. Like in the movie, it is. I'm not entirely sure because I was looking at the photos and I was trying to get it to actually mostly match, and to get that cockpit, the neck length, and the loading ramp. I don't see any way to get that loading ramp to lower that it isn't going into the cockpit. So I don't know. But like, we never really see anything of the like the cargo bay. We see like a little bit of it through the back entrance, and so I kind of had to like figure out what this would look like. So I ended up taking the troop chairs from the AT-AT and then used them here as well.
I wonder, you know those books that they do where they do like cross sections of the vehicles and you can kind of open them up. So maybe that could help you. Yeah.
I was looking at those. I also had some friends with the blueprints books as well. So that's where all that panel lining was coming from, was directly from those blueprint books.
Nice.
So
I have that blueprint book. It's amazing.
It is. Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah, I'd like to get that.
I'm gonna sign off, guys. I gotta go.
Okay,
all right, Arthur.
Nice chatting with you guys.
You too, buddy.
I'll probably watch the rest of it on my way.
Yeah, no worries.
So
we'll have fun at prom.
Nice seeing you guys.
Have fun.
Take it easy, buddy.
I'm gonna be the chauffeur.
Yeah. All right, man.
Take it easy, buddy.
See you later.
Enjoy your weekend.
See you later. How do I do this?
Well, Jeremy, just so you know what you can get into, this is my crown jewel.
Oh
yeah.
That's incredible.
I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that. Thank you. In a second, man. Yeah. That is epic. Is the cockpit open too? Can you put a figure in there?
Yeah, it's got it's a studio scale replica, so it doesn't. The cockpit doesn't look like what you see in the movie. There is a figure in there. I had to take off his prosthetic legs to get him to fit, but he is in there. So,
cool.
But no, it's like I said, that's my centerpiece, crown jewel. But that's what you can make on these printers.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. That's awesome.
Here's a comment, guys. What do you make of this? So Poppin' Fresh says he's printing a 1-to-1 R2D2.
Whoa.
How do you do that? That's huge.
I'm surprised actually on a bamboo. I would imagine. I mean, if you went for like, say, the bigger printer like what you got, Gary, that'd be a lot easier. But good Lord, that is.
Yeah, even
that is a lot.
You can cut a file up and put it in smaller pieces and just putting it together, putting an R2D2 together would be kind of difficult.
There's a lot of groups though for the R2D2s and the Astromechs.
Yeah,
that's really
Gary,
cool.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I was just curious how long, or roughly about how long would the the A-Wing, how long did that take to print?
Printing wise, it didn't take too long. I don't really keep up with. I haven't messed with my printers. They're not tuned to go faster or anything. They work.
Okay.
So, but I think it was probably a week or so. There's not a lot of pieces to it, and it's not that big. So I think it printed pretty quick.
Okay. And that seems like one I could probably tackle.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's well, you can really tackle anything. It's to me, it's getting it all put together, like the Phantom 2. It's a big print. There's a lot of pieces. Now they fit together very nicely, but it's still, again, once you super glue something and it sticks, if it's not where it needs to be, you got a problem.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
The A-Wing is easy because there was only a few pieces of the body, and then it was just the accessory pieces.
Yeah. And if it's one figure, or is there 2 seats?
It's one.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, it was. There really wasn't a lot of pieces to it. I know with a lot of those fighters tend to be fairly simple, except for maybe the Anakin's interceptor. That thing's got a lot of parts.
Yeah, that looks pretty unique.
Yeah, I've got that. I printed it, and it printed great.
Yeah.
But the wings, trying to get those wings. Greg.
Hi, Greg.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Hi, Greg.
Good to see you, man.
Ignore my hair. I just took my hat off. Thanks
Glad you
for
could
the
join
shout out
us.
on the
Welcome.
diorama.
Yeah, it looks great.
Thank you. I can kind of give you a pan through if you'd like to see what's going on right now.
Yeah.
So here we go. Kind of what's
Just remind everybody who's just tuning in right now, this is Black Series scale, 1/12 scale.
Good
Yeah.
God.
here. I'll stand in.
Let me make it a little bigger here. You said this is about 10
Oh my
feet
God.
long.
That thing's the size of a casket.
Oh,
Oh my
wow.
gosh. You
Yeah,
could
you
literally
must
do a stop motion movie inside of it. It's so big. That's cool.
Man. You getting your phone set up there? I lost your audio, Greg. Can't hear you.
Yeah, it did that to me earlier. I don't know what happened. I had to take my headset off and put my headphones back on.
Yeah. But yeah, still no audio. Keep trying, keep talking.
I think StreamYard's just having an issue for a minute.
Hey John, while he's figuring that out, why don't you show us some stuff?
Okay, we'll do the big boy. So this is my second son. His name's Randy.
Randy. Randy the rabbit, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
man.
Randy the
Look at that
Rancor.
thing.
Oh, that's beautiful.
He is a fully articulated Rancor.
Looks like you just had a full meal,
1/12 scale.
full belly there.
Yeah.
That's great.
He's
man.
entirely resin printed.
Wow.
And if anyone asks me to make one for them, I'm going to tell you is going to cost $900. Here's why.
Wow.
The resin was over $300, just the resin.
Dang.
And so for me to, and I'm a very busy person. So in order for me to feel like I want to deal with doing this again, it's going to be over $900.
That's
Make
fair.
it worth your time. Yeah.
That's a custom piece. Yeah, I mean, that's one of one. You can't get that anywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, for a while he was the only one in existence, but a few others have been made. He has some siblings now.
Okay. Yeah, that's incredible.
So I didn't make them, but some other members have made them. Eventually Nathan will get his made.
Yeah, I asked Nathan which resins, because isn't it 3 or 4 different types of resin you guys use for that?
Oh God, yeah. I think if I went back and redid it, I think it'd be a lot of. It's all Rhizome, and to be honest, I'm a little irritated that Rhizome never gave me a sponsorship with as much as I was pushing their product. But that was the only resin I could do that actually would do it. Do not try to print this in Elegoo. ABS it might actually work, but in any of the cheap resins, it will absolutely fail. But there's a lot of flexible Hobby Lobby.
Okay, yeah, the change in the.
There's a lot of rubbery resins.
Okay.
Used.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
Cool. His belly is squishy.
Oh, cool.
So in order for me to be able to move the legs around, each one of the joints has a rubbery sleeve, so it fits up inside of them. This piece here is rubbery.
Cool.
And so we can move his head around.
That's great.
Yeah. So a lot of it was me kind of paying attention to what Hasbro was trying to do and taking reference from them.
John, let me ask you about that. That
Sure.
specific joint, the neck, like the turtle-like look of the Rancor. How did you tweak that and work on it? How did you, troubleshoot that joint to make it better? Like,
So
did that take you a while? Did you have a couple of different iterations?
No, actually not really. So I wasn't really a fan of what Hasbro was doing. I don't want to sound, look, I don't work for a company, so I'm sure there's reasons they do what they do, and to be fair, this would not have been made without Hasbro making it first. Because I was all in on the HasLab. I wanted one bad.
I feel like Hasbro put too much articulation. Not to cut you off.
Honestly, you know what? I don't know. Maybe. But
no, that joint. I just want to hear about that joint. What did you do there?
So right here, one of the things that they did on theirs is they actually cut the neck articulation in front of the ear, and I didn't think that looked very good, so I ended up doing it behind. And so this guy is a double ball peg. There's a ball back here and a ball right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you pushed it back a little bit. So
yeah.
You get more of that head.
Yeah, so there's a sleeve right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like the look of that on theirs either, and I think yours looks better. And I was just curious what the difference was.
Yeah, and so I don't think they were going for another thing that they did that I didn't think was I didn't agree with, just put it that way, was the way they did their shoulder pads is they actually had them attached up here. And I think so they're kind of almost like the bells like they have on the Stormtroopers. And so here, these are attached down on the arm here is a little peg. And so that just rides with the arm.
Ah, okay.
So that actually and this is rubbery too. It's a little bit rubbery. So when you open it, it folds up on top. Yeah. So that was something I didn't necessarily agree with what they were doing, but so I was like, well, let's try something different.
Well, these are the kind of things you think about when you're designing it, right? The engineering of it to make it look good and work good. So
I will shout out Nathan Kozuch. Yep. So he wouldn't shut up about this damn thing the entire time I was making it. And on the hand, I was trying to figure out what to use for pins. And he was like, well, just go to Home Depot and get some flag dowels, or like the little flag things, for marking where your utilities are. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I think I can find something. He's like, no. Do that. They're great. I'm like, okay, fine. So I finally did it. He was right. Those are perfect. They're pretty easy to cut, hammer them in, and they work really well. So, yeah. So
those are pretty thin diameter too, right? Those flags.
Yeah. So
show us the joint. Can you see the pin in the knuckle?
It's right there.
Oh, it's very small.
Right there. Yeah, it's really small. And so these ended up being a stronger material. I think it's like K, I think was what I was printing these out in. Rhinestone K. It's one of their tougher materials. And worked out pretty well. So I knew I was running into an issue of snapping the joints. So yeah. I didn't want to do that again. And then everyone wanted articulated hands. Initially, they were static hands, but everyone was really wanting articulated. And I was like, I've never made articulated hands before. I have no idea how to do this, but let's figure this shit out. So
yeah, I just want to put a cam guard in his hands.
In the movie, when he does this, everybody wants to do this with your Rancor.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah. So he's my baby.
Stop motion.
Yeah. And then Greg, I think it might have been you that said something about the metal ear loop, wasn't it?
Yeah, just making a little earring hole for him.
Yeah.
Like a actual metal hoop or something in there, just to kind of give it a little bit more realism to the movie, just instead of just like a plastic thing you get to try to paint, or it's already.
You're right. Yeah, you're 100% right. I think it looks a lot better that way. So initially it was a sculpted earring, and then he mentioned that. I was like, all right, well, let's do it.
Yeah, looks
cool, man. That thing's epic.
Yeah.
You should take this. You should drive up and visit me, John. We could go to Hasbro with this thing.
So there was a time where I
Stevie
was. I don't know if anyone is in Mike Case's Facebook group, but I, whenever they get in there and start lamenting the absence of a HasLab Rancor, I'm like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Mine came in last week. It's right here.
Oh man!
And as much as they were like lamenting not getting one, and then had me on the show and I was showing this, and I'm like, every time they lament, I'm like, dude, Zach, you can just make one. Just make one. You could do it. I believe in you.
John, did you show how much his mouth will open or his jaw will
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I deleted you. There you go.
Oh, cool. Yeah, there we go. Heck yeah. That's what I'm
He
talking
fell
about.
flat on his face and I broke 2 teeth.
Oh, no.
But I go with
It's okay. Gives him a little bit of character.
Yeah. And then I did do the hot glue drool down here
nice.
too. So
perfect.
He had a little bit of drool going.
Man.
Oh yeah, and this is fun too. This tail.
Oh yeah.
It's a little flexible too. So
that's great.
I like this tail.
Yeah, that's an amazing piece.
Yeah, that is really tempting.
$900.
That's you know what?
I'm gonna start saving my pennies.
Gary, Greg, you guys can charge whatever you want to charge, but you know what? That's me. That's what it would take for me to want to make one again.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm not just paying you for your time, just how much detail goes into that thing. It's worth it to me.
I'm not to resin yet, so I haven't even tried to print that thing yet.
Actually, I had a guy that bought the file off of CG Trader, and he did it out of Filament, and it looked really good. I was really surprised. Yeah, it looked wonderful.
You want to show us the Tauntaun here?
Sure. Okay. So Tauntaun, I just released the files last week. They're still a work in progress because I'm printing and testing things. But I think it looks pretty cool. So I'll show parts. He's not together yet because I'm still getting stuff situated. But
let me ask you: do you have the Black Series Tauntaun that Hasbro put out already?
I do, and I sold it a few years ago because it's a piece of crap Tauntaun.
Yeah,
it's awful.
Yeah. I think that's why they didn't bring it back for the anniversary in 2020 because they knew how bad it was.
Yeah. I mean, when people are sitting there buying it to cut the head off, it's not a great.
No,
it's not a great file. I don't know if that'll.
And that set was going for $70-$80 at one point.
Yeah,
crazy.
So there's a lot of detail in this guy. To be honest, I was actually looking a lot more at Phil Tippett's initial maquette sculpt than what was on screen, because what's on screen we don't get that much detail on. And so there's little details and stuff in here that I pulled from Tippett. And so here's the tail. And so one of the things you don't see very clearly in the movie, and they have a little flange here on the tail. So I added that in.
I never noticed that.
And and also, to be fair, Tippett gave it a rat tail. I decided not to do that because I didn't think that looked great. But anyway, also on
you're wrong. It's supposed to look like this.
You're right. It is supposed to look like that. But sometimes, and this isn't uncommon. I've done this before with my stat speeder. I ended up going with what I thought looked more interesting. It's a little warped. He's been sitting on stuff, but this is more based off of the initial concept art from Doug Chang.
That's cool.
So I think for me, again, as an artist, I think that's more interesting to see that brought to life. But anyway, so one of the things that Tippett did was he put a mane on it.
Oh yeah.
So there's a mane of fur added on there.
Cool.
And I wasn't honestly sure if I liked it or not. If you guys hate it on Patreon, I might go in and smooth it out.
I mean,
I think
it
maybe
gives it more realism. I think it might look better when it's painted.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a saddle on there too, right?
Yeah. I still gotta do a saddle. So the head, I need to futz around with the head because the ball joint on the neck, it fits, but it doesn't like stick.
Okay. Nice.
But,
that looks good, man. I like that.
Yeah, I got that. Let's see.
David, the one you have, the original one from Hasbro, did any of the pieces come off of that one? Maybe we could use to, I don't know, if someone has.
I don't have the 6-inch one with me because I just sent it to Matt Bryant. So.
Oh, okay.
This is the little, the Kenner one.
So here's the feet, and the feet I ended up doing a lot more detailing on, because we don't really see, I don't think we see any of the feet. And honestly, depending on what you're printing this on, the detail may not even come out. But I put a lot of scale work on the feet themselves, so probably a wash or dry brush would bring that out really nicely.
Yeah.
And
like
then,
a reptilian scales.
Yeah, there's like a lot more of like reptilian detail.
Oh yeah, it's almost like a Komodo dragon feet or something.
Yeah.
Wasn't the original concept design for the Tauntaun? It was a reptilian. It was like a hairy reptile. Right?
Yeah, it was like more
kinda
dinosaur-like.
Yeah.
And then again, I don't remember in the movie if they had it, but at least in the artwork, in Tippett's one, they had a huge dew claw that was on the side of the leg. So
yeah, I don't remember that. Huh.
So I thought that was really cool. So I put that in there. And then so if it kind of
Greg's got the Greg, show that again.
There it is.
So go over the articulation on that.
Okay.
Greg, there's no ball joints on there, right? Like those are.
I mean, got a little bit of some movement there, not a whole lot. Just up and down on the arms, up and down on the legs.
Mm-hmm.
You got an ankle pivot that barely moves.
Yeah.
Nothing in the tail. So it's pretty basic, but it's a decent sculpt. It's not great, but for what it is,
not bad for 10 years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have that claw on the tail. I just saw it. I didn't realize that the claw on the back of the leg there.
Too.
On the tail.
Yeah.
On the ankle.
Big. And then the dew claw is there on
the
back foot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never realized that before.
So with this one, it'll have a hip on a ball. So there'll be a little ball peg that'll go in, but it'll rotate, come in and out a little bit. And then the knee is going to have a hinge and peg so I can rotate and also rotate inside of there.
I'm going to need one of those, John, for sure. I already know it.
And then same idea here for the foot is it'll be able to come out and then also rotate as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then actually the hands, the arms have the same amount of movement.
What kind of resin are you?
That actually I found a bottle of F69. That's a stiffer, flexible, right? Isn't that? It's like tar, I think. So I found a bottle of that, and I mixed that with Elegoo ABS like. So the idea is that I'm going to be able to heat this up and pop in the joints when I need to. So, and I also did go ahead and order a whole bunch of or a new run of like TH 72, I think, from Rhizone. So that's actually what I want to kind of like produce it in. And when I say produce the one for myself. I'd rather Gary and Greg, sell them. But the tail, my intention is for this to be done in a F80, the really like rubbery one, the really rubbery resin. And so there'll be a little hole. I have another version of this with a little hole that goes down here so that you could stick a armature wire down the tail and it'll be bendy.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
That's the idea.
Cool.
Okay.
The other approach, I guess, would be to do like SH Figure Art style, like a whole bunch of ball joints. I think that's going to be ugly.
It wouldn't look good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
Break up the
think it would look
sculpt too
very
much.
nice. Yeah.
So Gary and Greg, do you guys will print and sell and paint? Will you guys do that too, or?
I kind of do both. Like I'll print kits and sell those out, and then if people request a painted job, I'll do a painted one for obviously a little bit extra. But yeah, I've done that.
I'm not a kit printer. I only do finished stuff. That's
okay. Well, I'll have to give
eyes. I'm not a printer. I make things look good. I used to
Okay.
paint cars for a living.
Oh, okay. So you got experience.
Custom paint work. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm not a printer.
Okay. Well, I'll have to get with both you guys then. I'll have to make some stuff happen for sure.
I mean, I'm more than happy to help, point you in the right direction to finish stuff, but
yeah.
So this one, you guys know who this is?
Oh, that's from the arena.
Mm-mm.
It's from Bad Batch. Batch.
It's the new season of Bad Batch. I swear to God, with Omega's
Kiwi
accent, I thought his name was Betcha, but I think it's called Batcher. I think it's
you betcha.
But yeah, this one was kind of fun. So I did a ball jointed head, so it actually rotates.
Nice.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
And then the legs, they have a point of articulation, a ball joint here, and then the feet have a ball joint right there. So they'll plug in and move. I mean, I'd love for it to have as much articulation as the other one, but we'll start here.
Yeah.
I have the feet. I don't have any feet with me.
John, you think you'd ever take a stab at that feathered lizard type thing that Obi-Wan rides in Revenge of the Sith?
I put it up on my Patreon poll every time I do this, and it doesn't get a lot of votes. So everyone asks for it. I'm not against it. I'd love to, but it really comes down to that.
Who won the last poll that you just took? What?
I think it's still up. Let me look actually real quick.
Yeah,
the Rancor was the top for a while there.
Rancor, yeah, that was a while back. We've done. I tried to do a poll for the next big project, and keep you guys, invested. Let me see what the.
I voted for multiple.
Except for my mom, you didn't want that one.
Yeah, well,
the title of the poll was the next creature, figure, or alien, and so I listed a whole bunch of them. And at the very bottom, I said OP's mom. So, but I had stuff like Nexu, Acklay, Ronto, Dewback, Wampa, Reek, Boga, Mythosaur.
Mythosaur, wow.
Which right now it's Dewback at 12 votes, 10 votes for Mythosaur, and then you know what? No, the Nexu is at 13 votes. I did not expect that. Okay. And then Ethan Mon is at 10 votes.
Have you done
no, and actually that's on my thing too, is people can vote for that. So if they wanted a copy or Yopi, then I could. But actually it has 0 votes. So I'd love to. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So you guys saw that Landspeeder Luke's is it the Reek the Beast from the arena scene? Have you seen him posting that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think he did one, yeah.
That's just a static statue file, though, right?
I don't think he does articulated figures.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. Yeah, but does the Nexu the big green one? No, the Nexu's the one with all the teeth.
That's the rat one. Yeah, the cat one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's some of those files already floating around out there, and they look like they're pretty good files.
Yeah.
But that'd be a statue basically you could print out.
Yeah, what I've seen has been static as well.
Yeah.
So I think my aim would be to make a more action figure-y one.
Yeah.
Have you done a blurg, John?
No, that actually was on the thing as well, and it's currently not winning. I'd like to. I think they're kind of interesting creatures. Gary prints a shit ton of those things.
A ton of blurs.
I wonder if there's
he's got a whole Power Rangers team of them.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I just want one. Oh, there you go. Nice. That's perfect.
Yeah, I got all kinds of colors.
Yeah, that's great.
And this is this file. This was like the first file I found. It's Desert Octopus, and his stuff it's decent, but it's very static. I printed one for myself.
I call it very Kenner-esque.
Yes, I printed one for myself and put it on a form, and somebody said, "Hey, can you make one of those for me?" And so, like John just said, I've printed a shitload of these things.
Yeah,
okay.
But they display well, and like I said, making them pretty. That's the only thing I do good.
It's a face only a mother would love.
That's right.
It's such a weird animal.
It is,
so
yeah.
weird.
2 legs. It's a crazy looking thing.
Yeah. I think if I did it, it would be a little bit more articulated.
And it's not it's not real screen accurate. There's some differences in this one. And I don't even think the Hot Toys version is real screen accurate.
No, I didn't think so either.
Yeah, if you can make one of these, John, that makes looks a little more screen accurate, I'll start selling a shitload of yours.
I'd be happy to. Again, we just got to get them to vote for them. Right now, we're sitting at 3 votes. So,
or that speeder bike that Mando rides. Have you done that, John?
No, I don't think I've done that one. That's like the one that gets blown up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one he rents from Pelimoto or whatever name.
Yeah. No, I haven't done that one.
Okay.
I've done a few speeder bikes. I kind of like to do like original concepts sometimes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So this one's missing the handles. They fell off somewhere, but I kind of took the idea of what's his name from what's the show? What's the Rogue One? The guy from Rogue One that they made a show about? Andor.
Oh, Andor.
So they took the Skarsgård from Andor and then his speeder, and then I took that kind of like Coruscantian, pretty, beautiful design, and then like tried to come up with like a different take on it. So
nice. I like that.
And then this one I actually tried to paint, so make it look okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Detail says that Skylar 3D has done the Mando speeder.
Oh, cool. Okay. Good to know.
I love this little stupid thing.
Oh, nice.
That's Wanda Sykes' robot.
That's funny.
No, 228.
Was that on the Patreon? Is that in the
walking refrigerator?
Oh, yeah. Man, I give you guys everything.
Man, I need to.
Got everything I make.
I need to look.
Yeah, I got to check out your stuff for sure.
Yeah.
All right, I want to give Greg some time here to show us his.
I want to see your. Show us the X-wing and the Y-wing.
All right, I gotta move.
Totally.
They're sitting in a corner right now since.
Jeremy, you're gonna love this.
But
Awesome.
here.
Can't wait.
How do I flip the camera? Shit.
Yeah, you kind of gotta. It's hard to do it when you're.
Here, we'll just do it this way.
Oh my God.
So here is the Y-wing and the X-wing.
Epic.
And how big are those?
Man, that's.
The Y-wing is right around 52 inches long, I think, and the X-wing is about 42 by about 36-ish, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that is fantastic.
Hey,
Does it have the landing gear?
Available yet?
Do what?
The Y-wing file, is it available yet?
I know Twin Sons was selling it on his Etsy store. He's the one that designed it.
Okay.
I I was one of the test printers, so I was running through its paces, and I didn't see any issues with it when printing it. It printed out fantastic for me. I would like to reprint it because I've gotten better printing since then. So I've got a lot of layer lines in there that I'm super not happy about, and there's just some random stuff that happened in the prints. But it's Star Wars and it looks used.
There you go.
That's right. Yeah.
That's how it should look.
And then here's all of my other stuff for the diorama that needs to be painted.
Oh my god!
All right, give us a slow pan. Show us that stuff. What do you got? Just different.
A bunch of barrels and droids and little computers and everything
Wow.
you can
It's
imagine.
gonna be so much fun to put all that together.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Some railings.
Wow.
And
Oh, look at that
Oh,
helmet
look at
collection.
your helmet
my
collection.
basement
Yeah.
was turned into building the diorama.
Nice. Greg, do you have a Instagram or social media?
I do.
Okay. Nice.
It is G Ansel Photo is my Instagram. That's where I share stuff too. I haven't posted much lately on there just because I do most of my stuff on Facebook through my Greg Ansel Creates, or it's completely different. Greg Ansel 3D Empire. I honestly don't remember what it's called.
That's okay. That's okay. I'll get with you offline.
Yeah. But yeah, G Ansel Photo on Instagram, Greg
Cool.
Ansel regular on Facebook, ENXEL. And then you can find my other page through that because it's still my name with some added stuff at the end.
Okay.
So, can you show us the hangar one more time, though? I know
Sure.
you just walked around, but and tell us what it's made of right now. What do you got for materials?
Right now it is
Can we make them big?
2x4s for the overall frame. Some pink XPS foam, basically insulation foam, which you can see right there. Some leftover pieces. The floor and wall tiles are just linoleum tiles from Home Depot, 12 by 12. I cut down into random even shapes and just kind of put them
Wait,
up
did you
there.
say those are floor tiles?
Yeah.
Wow.
On the wall or on the floor, Greg?
Yeah, just regular linoleum floor tiles.
Oh, okay.
So I actually bought a whole other box. So
Is this
basically this is
Oh, wow.
what the wall is made out of.
Yeah.
The walls. Okay.
Just
Cool.
cuts of that. That's awesome.
Yeah, and they stick pretty well. You do need to throw some spray adhesive on there just to make sure you just give them a little bit extra grip.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the tiles have been falling off, and when they do, I just a little bit of super glue and snap it back into place, and they're good to go.
So,
Is this
show us
your
the walls again. So
Yeah.
Do what?
we see all those little rectangles on the walls are individual pieces of tiles.
Yes.
Okay.
So I cut things
Nice.
down to 6x6 squares, 3x3 squares, 1x3s, 2x3s, basically anything that's divisible by 2. And it kind of somewhat evenly. Every tile is not 12 by 12, no matter what they say. It's over by just slightly a little bit, and I cut worse shit. Crap, sorry. I cut horribly, so there's some gaps, but I just fill them in, make them weather it out in a little bit, and just kind of think it looks kind of cool. Very
Nice.
Star Wars, very random.
How are they the self-sticking tiles? So you're just
They're
peeling the backer off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do recommend if anybody tries this to definitely just do like a spray adhesive to pre-treat what you're sticking them to, and then they'll stick right to it, and they will never come off.
Did you pre-paint them? Because you got different shades of grays and browns. It looks like
I went through with a matte black primer, and then also like a gray primer just to kind of offset some of the colors. Like when I did my main colors over top, black will darken things up, the gray will lighten things up, so it just kind of gives a little bit of a shade difference. And then I just went over with like a light grayish kind of beige on the walls, and the floor is like a gray. and then I just did a wash on the floor, and then I'm right now I'm slowly going through the walls and kind of just giving some weathering, some weather streaks and things like that with water mixable oils.
Nice.
Yeah, looks great.
Thank you.
I got to give you
What are you
props,
gonna
man.
do?
That's an epic man cave you got down there.
Yeah, I know. I thought I had a lot of room. Man, he's got a whole basement.
Yeah.
I work from
walk
home,
through.
so my work area took over my basement, and it's like, well, you know what? I'm not living down here, so we're not doing anything when I host a party, so I'm just going to make it my space.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Greg, what are your next steps? So are you doing a roof, for example? Are you going to do a
I'm
ceiling?
going to be doing a full ceiling, full roof. There's going to be, it's basically a diorama / entertainment center, because I have a TV in here. So I also have other stuff, like I have my tie interceptor that I made from John. That's going to go on there. I've got my indoor bunker that I made that's going to go up on top of there just to give us some more display space. My 2 ATSTs that I made, I need to fix up and get back and display them up as well. So it's going to have lights in it. It's very scene specific, and I want to make it to where like I can move things in and out, so it's not just everything's glued in and that's where it stays.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your plan for mounting? I'm just curious. Are you going to put like it on a table so it just sits on its own, or
this will not. This is a monolith. It will sit on the floor, and it is as it is.
okay?
Basically, it's a 3-foot tall shelf that's going to slide against the wall once it's all said and done, and have a shelf on top that I can display stuff on as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a
I
centerpiece.
would-
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
love to see a thing though, like elevated though, just to like where it's almost like a chest height, so you could truly like get in
Yeah,
there
really look
and just
into it and
enjoy
see
it.
it.
Yeah, because otherwise you have to like
Listen.
get on the ground and like crawl into it.
Well, my cat
Well,
will enjoy crawling into it, I'm sure.
Yeah, but even if you set it on top of a cabinet or like an IKEA
Mhm.
base cabinet or something like that for storage and just get it up a little bit, that you can do any number of things. But that's awesome. So, it's gonna
So,
be
Greg,
cool.
Once
can-
I built the X-Wing, I knew I needed to do something to store it in. So this is kind of where I went with it.
Greg, can you do like 2 more of these and just stack them on top of each other, so now you just have like a wall
No
unit
problem.
of these things?
Just floor to ceiling.
Yeah, you can have like Echo Base, maybe the Death Star.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome! Great project.
Hey guys, I'm
I can't wait to see it. When do you think you expect to complete it, Greg?
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, right now I got my Saturdays are kind of open for a little bit. I coach high school track and field, so we're getting into track meet season. So my nights and days are getting kind of shorter. But right now I'm in a delay because I'm trying to figure out how to do the ceiling and how to get it lit to where like the lights I got are really, really bright. So I think I can like minimize the number of lights I bought, maybe down to 2 from the 4 I had got. I'm just trying to determine, like, if you can see, I got this kind of frame going around.
Oh, yeah.
What the ceiling's going to sit on.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to determine like what material I'm going to use to actually do the ceiling, and then have the light in it, and then on top of that is going to be the actual like wood surfacing for like the entertainment center kind of stuff, the top shelf basically.
Okay.
So I'm working on I'm brainstorming, trying to figure out how all that's going to go. I needed to get these railings up. So I needed to design and print the basically the trim that's going to hide them. Kind of give it that kind of Star Wars look. I don't have any like my test prints out, but just a little, little corner piece, give it a little bit of angle, just to kind of some interest once I get it set up there. I mean, it might not be visible once you kind of look into it, but I want it to all be cohesive when it's all said and done.
Yeah, that's an epic project.
And then I got to drill a bunch of little tiny holes for lights.
Wow,
man, I can't wait to see it, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing it with us. That's great.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. I was at a bar and I just kind of said, hey, and you guys were talking about the diorama. And it's like, well, I'm at home. It's, hey, I'm at home now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love getting to know, meet other guys beyond just the Facebook posts and the Instagram posts. So
Yeah.
for anybody watching, if you ever want to join one of these streams with us, just send me a private message.
I mean, hell, your visit down to my house is still a fun as hell day, man.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Someday I'll get back down there your way. I can see Gary's house someday.
Come on by.
Take the long way.
Hey guys, I'm checking out for the night.
All right.
All right, Gary. Good to meet you, man. Thanks for sharing.
All right. We got a cat there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a comment here about Hammerhead. Did you guys pre-order Hammerhead for Black Series?
I did.
I don't know if I did. Maybe I did. Probably.
Yeah.
I did as well. I ordered him.
Yeah. Doc Ondar
What
was
is he?
cool.
November, September, end of the year?
I don't know if they said when he's coming out. I don't
Sooner
remember.
than that. I thought it was like October, September, somewhere.
Yeah. Entertainment Earth said November, I think.
Rick here.
Gary, where are you located?
Yeah.
I'm in Kentucky, northern Kentucky, just south of Cincinnati.
Right on. Okay. I'm in Arizona.
Yeah, I really love the Hammerhead they did for Doc, so I'm excited for the Hammerhead they're gonna put out for him. And apparently the head's like a completely different sculpt, and
yeah, it is a different sculpt from what I've seen.
Oh, good.
And the forearms, I think, are supposedly different too. So it's good.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite Power of the Force 2 figures as a kid. So I'm excited.
That crazy big gun.
Yeah, I think I needed to make that and 3D print it out. So we just have that big stupid gun to go with him. It'll be fun. Yeah.
Well, what do you guys?
Any pickups?
Yeah, sure. What are you guys into? What do you picked up the last couple weeks?
Let's see, what have I got?
Well, I scored Jabba on a sale on that Hasbro Pulse sale.
You got him.
Finally have this. This is one I've been chasing for a long time. So
is that
now I get it.
Is that the new one? The new one?
Yes. Yeah, he's a lot. I mean, from one of comparison videos I've seen to the old one, the paint's a lot better. The eyes look a lot better.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did you get it for the $50 sale price?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hasbro Pulse. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody shared that. I think it was one of you guys. So appreciate that.
I picked up the holiday. Was it Holiday Jawa that came with a green Salacious Crumb?
I did too.
Like, that's my only option of getting a Salacious Crumb. So now I have a green one sitting next to my Jabba.
Yeah, that was the other reason I got him, for the Salacious Crumb too, because he comes with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
David, what'd you pick up lately?
I got a Black Series figure.
Nice. I am very torn on that particular droid, but he does look really cool.
I think needs paint and all that. He's very plain. I
Lance
honestly
did a good
passed
job
on
that
him,
one.
but I just saw he was only $12 at Walmart. So
that's okay.
12,
that's easy.
$12.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Yeah.
David, have you opened him yet?
No, I haven't.
So his shoulder, it's a ball joint. He has a clavicle joint in there that's not like the swivel to where it goes forward and back what they've been doing. It blew my mind. I was like, I couldn't believe it. But they actually put a McFarlane style ball joint in there.
I'll take a look.
Jeremy, I saw that was it Sand Chieftain? I saw that at Target the other day. Yeah. He looks pretty cool.
I got him for $15. He was on a sale randomly. So.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Pass that up. Yeah, he's pretty good. There's a lot of new stuff on that one. It's not just it's not all reuse like people were thinking. Here, I'll show you something I made. I guess it's kind of, well, it's not a pickup, but I took a GI Joe classified and Marvel Legends and made this is Combat Carl.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah. And what else? I got got this guy, got Jack-o'-lantern.
Oh,
He looks really cool.
Yeah, I recommend this one.
I
Yeah,
I don't know anything about him, but he looks really neat.
Yeah, he was definitely worth it for the price. And I just been picking up Legends, just the newest Spider-Man retro wave stuff.
That's the Tombstone. I saw him on the rack the other day, and he looked really good.
He is good. He's a good one. And then this guy just came yesterday, so I've been playing with him a little bit.
Oh, nice.
So I got the Marvel Legends Doc Ock, and he didn't come with his third set of claws that open and close. And so I contacted Hasbro and I was like, "Hey, I'm pretty sure they're supposed to have articulating claws. Can you just send me the claws?" And they're like, "Oh, we're so sorry. We'll definitely fix that. Hang on." So we'll send that. So I've never dealt with their customer service before. So the package I got in the mail did not have the claws. It had a J. Jonah Jameson figure with one of the armadillo bath parts.
Yep.
What?
So now I'm on a mission to finish the damn bath.
Oh.
I wish I would have known that. I just sold one a figure with the Miles Morales piece. I don't. What do you need? The head? Yeah.
Yeah, I need the head. Yeah.
Okay.
Which figure has the head?
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So on eBay it's like $16 shipped, but on Amazon I could just buy it for $19 with the figure. So I don't care about the Strange. I don't even care about Marvel Legends that much, but this is a really cool.
That's a good bath
monster, dude. So
yeah, that's a good one.
Sweet.
Boy, you're right on the joint here. It's a weird shoulder joint.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
It's very different.
Yeah.
It's got one of those collar insert pieces that wraps around the joint, kind of like a butterfly, but it's a double barbell or whatever that's in there. That's interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was really neat.
I assume this was the same as the other version that came out before. I don't remember that joint on there.
I think it is. I think I think the joint is on the other one.
And this one's got the soft goods too. So this isn't too bad of a figure. I just wish it had more paint on it. But.
I actually took his cape off and I ended up putting it, I think, on my Luke Skywalker. So I think that I like that on Luke. And that was on the training Luke, not the Return of the Jedi Luke. So I got this guy in finally. He's been sitting in my pile of loot for forever.
Nice. I want to get that.
What line is that from? I don't know Motu at all.
So this is obviously Skeletor from Motu Origins. And I don't generally do Motu Origins. But they started doing the Filmation stuff. So actually from the cartoon. And they actually they resculpted the legs a little bit to where you can actually stand them up perfectly straight. So it gives them about a 1/4 inch additional height. And they get like 2 gripping hands now. So instead of like the open palm that they normally had. And so with this being like Filmation accurate, it's exactly what I want. I don't know why it took Mattel forever to do a Filmation Skeletor, because they're doing all of them now that are Filmation accurate, but he's cool. So now if they would just do this on the Masterverse line and just do Filmation versions on the Masterverse, then I'd be super happy. And I guess because my wife was like, when I was opening this up, she was like, "How many Skeletors do you have now?" And I'm like, I definitely don't have more than 7.
What? How many figures do you have? I'm just curious. In the He-Man type, do you have a lot of He-Man stuff? Yes, I don't remember. I don't remember at your house. I don't remember.
I probably did. Oh man, the problem is they go on sale at Target, and I can't resist. So I don't buy all of them, but there's just like certain characters that I'm just like I gotta get, because I think, and I haven't really realized this, but I think like Motu was one of those things where it came early enough that it hit me, and I just really loved it. So, 35 years later, I'm still loving it.
Yeah. What do you got, Jeremy?
Oh, I just I picked this up on a sale. I like Grimlock, and I don't get Super 7 stuff, but this was $30, and I was like, you know what, I can't pass it up. Yeah, because I have this. I bought this a couple years ago when Hasbro put this out, but I just leave him in robot mode. So I'm like, I just have him on the shelf,
Yeah, it's kind of cool. For me, like the Dinobots, one of those things you almost need to have two of them just to because they're both of the the versions are really neat.
Yeah, and I like to keep this is a really good figure. This thing was like $50, but this is one of the best figures I think Hasbro, one of the best Transformers, like mainline retail that they've ever done. So, but
you guys recognize this one?
G.I. Joe.
Yeah, Agent Felix. I just got
with
her
the
in.
Blades on her arms, right?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna love that feature, but the damn things fall off like every second. So she looks cool with them, but they kind of fall off quite a bit. So I got her. This guy came in also. This is the one with like the rocket launchers all over him.
Oh, Metalhead. Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty neat.
Are you collecting the classified, like most of it?
Not most of them, no. But like when G.I. Joe gets weird, that's when I like to pick it up. Because like actually I've got Shipwreck actually because he was on sale for like $12, and he's okay. He's kind of boring to be honest. Design wise, he's kind of boring, but
I took a Valiverse. Here, you might like this. Took a Valiverse figure and took some Marvel Legends pieces and kind of customized them.
That's cool.
Which head is that?
It came off of the hood, I think is
the screaming guy, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got Greg. You got some.
This is the diver head.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, that's really smart.
Great idea. I love that.
Very clever, yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah. I love Kit Bastion. That's
great.
It's great
too. It's a little tight, but it's a great hold, and it
just pop right on there, huh?
Yeah.
So mark my words, Greg. We are eventually going to get a Rebels Black Series version of Ezra with his scout helmet. It's going to flip off. And then you're going to take it. You're going to be like, this is it. And you take it, you put it on your guy, and it'll be perfect.
Hey guys, I got to step away for just a sec. So keep the conversation going. Give me 2 minutes.
Yeah, no sweat. I'll share a couple of.
What is that?
With you guys. That's George Lucas.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, on Plo Koon's body.
Nice. That was good. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out pretty good. And then you guys might like this.
That's the Stormtrooper helmet, right? Or the Stormtrooper head that they had him on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in disguise.
Yeah.
And then I took this is a Valiverse female body Steel Brigade, but I took one of the Black Widow heads. So it's like this could almost be Scarlet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was about to say that really feels like a amped up Scarlet.
Yeah, I like doing the Kit Passion. I mean, you guys might like this. I took those two Boba Fett's, the one that Art was showing, and I took Crosshair and made a little custom Mando.
I like that.
Yeah. So yeah, Kit Bash is one of my favorite things. I used to buy, well, when I was really buying Black Series, I used to buy 2 figures. I'd buy one to keep regular and one to tear apart and come up with something. But not anymore.
That's what I used to do as a kid. I didn't do the one to keep, but I would I like that.
Yeah, I did that too. I put here, where is it? Gosh, now you're getting.
I would buy figures as a child just to tear them apart. I'm like, this is a cool part. Let me waste $20. 20 of my dad's money and
yeah, let me see. You guys are making me think of all this stuff. I did take some Tamaya Weathermaster to one of my Sand Troopers.
Show it, David. Show it.
Oh, there you go. I want that. I want that set.
Yeah, I got the.
I keep waiting on Target to just drop the damn thing. Just put it on sale. Come on, just put it on sale. They have not done
this
that
is
yet.
the exclusive online only from the vault. So,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I got one of those from the vault.
what do you wait? What's the vault?
It's like Hasbro Pulse for Jazzwares. It's their own site where they're selling certain products. And this was a limited edition with 2 snow speeders and the snow speeder and some extra like exclusive paint job, exclusive figures kind of thing.
Okay. That's cool. I like that Plo Koon.
Yeah.
Was that Jeremy? Hold it up again.
Yeah,
Kit
that's a cool
Basham.
one.
Basham.
So that is Boba Fett lower body with what's the armor?
The belt came from Axe Woves, and then the top of the figure is just a Endor Rebel Trooper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I just swapped out the legs. Yeah.
That's like a nice like rebel or like not a bounty hunter, but like just like a normal guy. I like that.
Yeah, he could be in the cantina.
Eric, you can send me the head.
There you go. Perfect.
Sure, reach out to me on. I'm not gonna argue that for sure. I'd love it. Thank you.
Nick says they want shipped to Canada. Yeah, the Jazzwares. Yeah.
John,
Greg, did you get this? You said yours came too?
Yeah, I got that as well. Yeah.
Nice.
Did you have damage on the packaging?
No, I didn't. I ordered 2 of those and then 2 of the individual ones. So they came in a pretty big box. Everything seemed to ship pretty well.
I was going to open this anyway, but it's a lot of people reporting that the actual item was opened and repackaged before being put in the shipper and the other shipper. So I do have some damage on the, like if it was
I haven't
mint
opened
in
my
box
shippers yet, so I haven't checked on that.
Well, yeah. So check inside your shippers because you might find some damage on the actual packaging of the product.
Okay.
Some people are saying like they had opened all the products in the warehouse and put in new instructions or something. I don't know, just different, some weird stuff.
Let me grab one real quick and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to try to keep it in box, are you?
I wasn't going to, but I don't know. They're limited too. There's only 3,000 of them. So
that is a cool presentation. I mean, to be fair, you could just buy the AT-AT and the snow speeders.
Yeah, these ones have a exclusive paint job on the snow speeders, and the AT-AT has a snow deco. So that's the difference.
Cool.
But yeah, I'll probably open it up. I usually open up stuff like that. And the reason I bought it because I hadn't bought any of them individually yet. Like I don't have the AT-AT or any snow speeders, so it
I definitely got some double taping on the shipper.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
have you guys seen the Naboo speeder, Naboo ship, the Gungan one?
The sub.
Yeah, I saw that in Target this week. That was pretty cool. It's a really beautiful design.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really want that. I really need an AT-AT. I wish they would drop that price.
What Greg's opening up there is you have double shippers, which is really awesome, like corner protection and everything.
Yeah.
But the actual product itself, a lot of people are reporting has been either opened by the factory or something, you know. So.
I mean, I guess if it's not damaged, I don't think I'd have an issue with that. But I can understand some frustration.
Yeah, people who really are mint in box collectors want it to be pristine. You know, they expect it that way when it's shipped so well.
Well, there was some frustration over was it Eternia? Preternia?
Yeah,
that there was some like damaged boxes and stuff people were getting that. I guess when you spend like $650 on an item, you kind of want it to be absolutely perfect.
David, did you order a Vanguard from Valvers?
I did not. Nope. Did you?
I haven't. No. Well, until we sell the house, I'm like, nah, I can't really justify that kind of money right now.
It's,
Do you have
what
a
is it,
his tank?
180? 100?
Yeah, it's like 185. Yeah.
I'm kind of backing away on the vehicles because it's just like space. So I didn't order his tank. I didn't order the Dragonfly. I didn't order the Vamp. There's a lot of great vehicles coming out, but I don't know where I'm going to put them. So
Yeah,
I was really kicking myself on that. I wanted to get a his tank.
yeah,
it does look pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
The Vamp too. I passed on that.
I got to see a Vamp in person just a couple days ago at my friend Mike's house, and it was really awesome in person. Just holding it, and he had it there on display with the his tank, and it just looks awesome. And I'm sure the Vanguard is going to be really cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you though. Like after getting the McFarlane Batmobile and the Turtle Band, I'm like vehicles, man. I'm like,
takes a lot of space.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, nice.
If I got one of those X-wings, the X-wings would be hanging from the ceiling. I don't have to worry about that.
Cat
That's
found
true.
the box already.
Yeah. Open box, cat goes in.
Oh yeah, every time.
So I guess that kind of, it brings up the question of like, what do you guys? I hear that they're going to be putting out another HasLab for Star Wars pretty soon. You guys have any thoughts on what that might be?
Well, we know it's the vintage collection. They said
Right.
that, so it's going to be another TVC thing.
I'm a little surprised that they're not even going to try again with the Black Series. It's like, it's been a while now. I mean, I really don't consider the lightsaber. To me, that was, I don't know. That was just a joke. That was Disney pushing their, their message.
Now, if they had done like Vader's lightsaber or Luke's lightsaber, I think that would have done really well. But you're putting out a lightsaber for someone that like nobody knows who they are. Before the show even came out, so I'm like, I don't. It was kind of a weird choice.
Yeah,
but
I think the Black Series team, has gotten, they've, Patrick's gone, so they've had some change up. Steve's in there with his new role. I think it's easier probably for them to do a TVC HasLab because they have that winning track record. So it's more of a safe bet for them, I think, to stick with TVC. I don't think it's like there's never going to be another Black Series HasLab. It's just, right now everything's in turmoil there at Hasbro, right? So,
and it's not like it kind of failed miserably. It was close.
Yeah, the Rancor
was close.
Yeah. If the tiers would have been better, the Rancor would have funded.
Yeah. If they had just dropped it all in the beginning, I think probably that would have also maybe done a little bit better.
What did you say, Greg?
I don't.
So I think contenders for TV, maybe like the Imperial Shuttle people and talk about that, whether that comes out again. Although I don't know, the Imperial Shuttle's been released a couple times and it's a pretty decent shuttle. So.
I want to see a TVC Star Destroyer. They can definitely do that.
I would love more of a diorama playset, if they did a cantina with walls and moving, like a larger thing, kind of like the Jabba's Palace set. I would love that. That would be great.
Yeah. Well, they seem to do that quite a bit with TVC. Like, you got the hallways, from the first film and then the bunker. So I think they would take a stab at that, David. Maybe a Death Star TVC type of playset.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Because with my guys, we were talking about like how they wanted to do a Death Star playset, and we're trying to figure out like what does that mean? Like, do you want it to be a sphere? Like, do you actually want it to be a sphere, or can it just be something that sits on your shelf? And everyone pretty much overwhelmingly agreed that it needs to be something that you can sit on your shelf and actually display. Yeah. As fun as it would be to have a big giant sphere you can open up like Mighty Max style, it's
I hope it's one of these.
Well,
I want one of these like 2 feet tall that can fit on a shelf. Can fit on a 12-inch shelf, but it's big. I think they could do that.
That would be cool. They could do that.
And if they don't, David, I'm sure someone could set you up with my Sandcrawler.
Well, I just think Sandcrawler, like they've done a couple Sandcrawlers, right? They had one just a couple years ago at Disney, and it wasn't very big. So I think that's something that HasLab could do, a bigger Sandcrawler and still make it so it can fit on a shelf. Like, wouldn't be as long as the barge, but it'd be as wide and taller. And I just think that's something that people would buy. And
I think it's hard though to get that scale to work, because with collectors, they want something that looks to scale, but you can't do it truly to scale.
No, you always got to shrink it down.
You got to shrink it down, and so it's really a hard thing to kind of like work out and try to figure out, because then there's also different types of collectors. There are, obviously people like Greg who have, large space to make really cool big dioramas, but I would say 80% of us, are, we have home offices, we have spare bedrooms, things like that, and that's really more of like what we can fit in.
And we've all got a bunch of stuff already, so
that's true.
Yeah, that's the hard part. Yeah.
Yeah, God knows my wife would love it if I just got rid of most of this.
Well, let me just Sandcrawler again. Let me just stick on this for a minute. Like the barge works, and I don't have a barge, but I would love a barge. But it works because you can display so many figures.
Mm-hmm.
You've got like 3 levels, right? And you've got different rooms and doorways and ladders and hatches, and you can do a lot with it. I think the Sandcrawler, you could do the same thing. Like there's not a lot of action scenes that happen on the Sandcrawler, but you could have different levels and different rooms and different characters. And I think it would work, for a display piece. So that's my hope. If they're going to do TVC, I would vote for Sandcrawler.
I agree. I think you could do different levels and different little like scenes, because I agree that is what makes the other one work, is because you have like the kitchen, you have the cockpit, you have the obviously like the deck, and then you just have those different areas. One of the things that I think could be a little bit hard to work with is the fact that you would need to have dozens of Jawas in order to kind of fill it up, and a whole bunch of droids, because that's really what we see. Except for Mandalorian, we see a few scenes of him and what's the Ugnaughts name, but we see them inside of, or at least we see
Quill.
Quill. So we see them inside of it, but we don't really.
I don't know. Plus, the Sandcrawler goes with the Razor Crest and the Mandalorian and all that stuff. I could just see them doing that, because
that would be cool, especially if it was like the one that was like kitted out with like the extra like bone skull they mount on it. Like that'd be really cool, and like the tent on top and all of that stuff. And I think it would be neat. It would be really cool.
The other thing with HasLab is it's good if it's a vehicle that you can army build, so they can sell more. So like his tanks, those work really good. A Sandcrawler, I don't know. I suppose you could. Maybe people would want. You only see one Sandcrawler at a time, so that's less. It's kind of a. I don't think that's a.
Yeah, but you could do the one from Mando, and then you can do an OG Sandcrawler.
Yeah, because those were different Jawas. Those were off-world Jawas, or whatever they called them.
And maybe you have a different sticker set. Like, didn't they do that with G.I. Joe, where they sold 2 sets of stickers for the Sky Striker or something like that?
Yeah.
You could,
or just do like they did with the his tank, and just different panels that go on the sides. Just kind of
there you go.
Just swap things out.
You could have a battle damaged Sandcrawler, and you could do some stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what about
troopers were precise and they could actually hit things.
So what about if they did another run at the Millennium Falcon, and like the one they did was really cool, but what if they did another one that was better scaled and had more of that space inside? That was like more filled out.
More of a playset.
Even bigger? Like
so bigger? You already have the BMF. What if it's a BMF?
How would that scale next to the Ghost that they just did?
It would be bigger.
Yeah. Well, I do like that idea. That would be fun to get another Falcon. But.
Yeah, I mean, just update it, because I've thought about getting. Hey, Nathan.
Hey, Nathan. How's it going?
What's up, Nathan?
So I think if they did because I've looked at trying to piece together a BMF just to see if I could like put it together, but it would get expensive. There's a lot of parts and stuff, and it's hard to find one complete. And I mean, it would cost you $400 or $500 just to get one mostly complete.
Yeah, I don't
What
have
about
one.
what about any prequel vehicles? I mean, they really haven't touched much from that era, have they? TVC?
I would love to have a Royal
Not
Navy
since
Starship again.
Yeah, not recently.
Because I'm thinking, I mean, they're gonna. I don't know if it's Black Series or TVC, but it's like, are we coming up on an anniversary for some of the prequel
the
movies?
25th anniversary of Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's some
That'd
stuff
be
in
really
there they
neat.
could pull vehicles from.
Yeah, I think if they did maybe a new Royal Navy Starship, that'd be, because that one they did for episode 1 is really, really neat.
Yeah. So I just thinking of all the unique vehicles that were in those films. I'm like, yeah, could be some ideas.
I don't know what else
there's a lot.
they had from episode 1 though. What's the other? I mean, they have the tank.
John, let
That
me
was
ask you
pretty
something little off topic. What would a 6-inch scale Slave One? How big would that be?
Huge, absolutely huge. Yeah, there was the patrons were talking about wanting a really nice Slave One, and then someone actually went ahead and I think
Scaled it.
they modeled one, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, look, this guy's already got it. Go to that one. Let's not do it.
Yeah.
But it would be huge. So like the Millennium Falcon, for example, a 6-inch scale Millennium Falcon was like 12 feet long.
Oh gosh.
So
Wow.
like I did a 1/4, like if it's a clock, I did from 12 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that diorama, and that thing, even half of the damn ship was still over 5 feet long.
Wow. Damn.
What's Nathan talking about here? He's got a 112 Falcon.
So that's not me. That's someone else.
Cool.
But he's working with someone that's doing a Falcon, like a 112 Falcon. You're right. They want big stuff until they have to buy a house to put it in there. And he's right, because one of the reasons why I made this that part of the Falcon was like because people kept pestering and saying like, oh, I want a 6-inch Falcon. I want a 6-inch Falcon. And I'm like, dudes, it's too big. You really don't. And so finally I made it because somebody actually commissioned it.
Be like having a USS flag.
Yeah, it really was. And so even then, that thing I think was still probably scaled a little small.
Mm-hmm.
Probably should have been a little bit bigger, but it was huge. And I ended up shipping that damn thing to Canada.
Wow!
Because the guy lived in Canada.
Wow.
It wasn't Razzie, was it, Master Razzie?
No.
Falcon. He has a
Paul. His name is Paul. Because sometimes I'll see his name as like Paul North or Paul Southen. So he does like photography and stuff. And so I hope he got it put together. He spent a lot of money on it.
Yeah.
I'd love to go back and like give it another shot. So I think I could do a lot better on it now, because that was 2017, I think, 2018.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys this: is there any conventions that are coming up that you guys are going to or looking forward to?
Nothing close here, fortunately.
Okay. I heard they what was it? One of them was supposed to happen this year, and they canceled it or postponed it to next year. Was it?
Talking about PowerCon?
PowerCon. Yeah. I was thinking about going to that, and I was disappointed to hear it was not happening.
Yeah, I was actually planning on trying to go to PowerCon this year, and except my wife has family actually in Columbus, so I was really wanting to go.
Yeah.
I think actually Ohio has some really nice toy conventions, from what I've heard.
Okay.
You can come up to Connecticut in a couple of weekends and go to this show, Shop the Curiosity.
Oh yeah.
It's a little bit
Where's
past
that
New
at?
York City into Connecticut.
Okay.
Friends of mine went last year, said it was pretty awesome. So I don't think I'm going to make it down there though this year. We'll see.
Does it have a theme, or what's the what type of convention is it?
It's just a bunch of toy vendors, you know.
Okay.
You know,
Bring
a lot of
everything.
mix of vintage and modern. My buddies from Chris Con went last year and checked it out. Got some cool stuff. Yeah, Jacob, I'm not sure if I know you personally or not, but yeah, ChrisCon is not happening this year. Just we couldn't get it together. There's some personal stuff going on, and so we just no ChrisCon unfortunately for this year. But maybe it'll come back next year. I don't know. We'll see.
A few weeks ago, probably about a month ago at this point, we had it's kind of a smaller toy convention, but it's over in Pasadena, Texas, which is over on the east side of Houston. And I was wanting to go, but we weren't able to make it happen. But it's a nice little convention. I really enjoyed that. And
is there one?
We have a Comic Palooza coming up in a few weeks. And
that's
a
G.I.
pretty
Joe
big one.
Or
huh?
Is that a G.I. Joe one, or is that just a
Comic Palooza?
Oh, Comic Palooza. Okay.
Yeah, Comic Palooza. Yeah.
There's another one I heard of. Maybe it's a different one or the same one. Valaverse was talking about it out there in Texas. I don't know what.
I know there's some in like the Dallas area.
Yeah.
There were actually, funnily enough, there's actually a Star Wars art convention that was probably about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
I didn't not go into that, but one of my friends went. He said he really enjoyed it.
Okay.
So yeah, Texas has some good stuff.
I've got my eye on a convention in Nashville in October. So Greg, that's not too far from you, right? Nashville? You're in Tennessee?
It's a bit of a drive. I'm in northern Kentucky. I'm just south of Cincinnati, so.
Oh, okay.
I'm at the top end of Kentucky.
Okay.
That's the internet, the ICCC con. There's so many C's, but it's the guys who do the Imperial Commissary group on Facebook. So they've been running that convention for the last, I think, 4 or 5 years. And I'd really like to go. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it or not, but I'd really like to. It's in October.
Okay, that's in Nashville, you said, David?
Yeah, and it's all Star Wars themed. It's like, I mean, there's other stuff too, but they bring in some celebrities and have some autographs, and it just looked really cool. So
yeah, I'll have to check it out. I want to go to one. I've been wanting to go to a convention, so I'm just trying to figure out what's out there.
Where are you located again?
In Phoenix, Arizona.
In Phoenix? God, there's got to be something in Phoenix.
There's a couple. I mean, they're mostly more like toy shows. They're not so much just like a convention. Like it was kind of like what you said. It's just a lot of local vendors that come together and sell stuff. I mean, they're okay, but I'm looking for more something like what you described, like ICC or ChrisCon or PowerCon. Like I want something like that. Arizona just doesn't do it for some reason.
Well, I mean, PowerCon started off small, from what I understand. They started off real small, and it just takes having good people go to it to make it turn into something. So
like we have something it's called Phoenix Fan Fusion. It's kind of like Arizona's version of San Diego Comic-Con. It's okay. It's not bad. But a lot of rules, like, you can't cosplay, you can't bring weapons and lightsabers. Like, you're very limited as to what you can do. So it's like, I'm not going to bother.
Why can't you cosplay?
Because people take it too far, and then they bring weapons, and you know what I mean. So
that's sad. That's like half the fun.
It's just a shame. Like, you can't wear masks, you can't cover your face. Like, it's just, like, I don't know. It's weird.
Whoever's running that show is not very fun.
That's when it's too commercialized. They're too corporate.
Yeah, and they have it at the big Phoenix Convention Center, so it's a huge production. So I think they just have to have a lot of rules.
There was, I think we're having CollectorCon actually down here in Houston in a couple of weeks as well. But I was looking at that one, and it looks like it's mostly like Funko and a lot of card trading type stuff, and so I'm not sure if I would. I think I would find
like I did Star Wars Celebration in 2015 in Anaheim, and that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that.
Nathan, are you talking about Texas in general?
Huge area with no fun.
We're just a big state with no fun. We could take that in a few different directions.
I don't know. You can go out there and hop in a helicopter and go shoot some wild pig. Sounds like fun to me.
That's true. I would, that actually would be a public service where I am.
Yeah.
Someone would go around. I have seen like wild boar the size of like cows on the side of the road. That just someone stopped and shot them, and so you have this giant, massive,
that's crazy,
black fur just dead on the side of the road. And I was like, good God.
Yeah.
Never want to run into one of those.
If we could ever organize a convention where we could all go and meet up, that would be cool.
Yeah.
If ever we could all plan that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I think you find something in the middle of the country is more likely, for people to.
Yeah. If they bring PowerCon back, maybe next year.
Yeah. We have lots of little shows around here. Like New England has lots of. I guess I'm spoiled because we have a lot of little collector shows, a lot of little toy shows, and I'm like little. I'm talking like maybe 500 people show up, But and then there's some bigger ones too. But there's a lot actually. I don't know, but they're not like conventions. There's also bigger conventions too.
Yeah,
but I don't really go to the big conventions. It's just never been something I've been into.
David, have you been to Legion's Con?
No, but my buddies here locally go down there every year. The guys from ChrisCon go, and they buy a ton of stuff. I know Legion's Con is apparently amazing. So
yeah, I think from what I've heard, I listened to My Wife Is Gonna Kill Me guys, and of course they're huge into Legion's Con, and they have their own con that they put on. So it seems like it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
but I think that's in New Jersey, right?
That's in New Jersey. Yeah, in November, I think.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
I know you've been collecting Mythic Legions and Cosmics a little bit. So yeah, if you're into that stuff, I hear that's like the best place to go to that convention.
I'm a little scared if I went though, what would happen?
Yeah, take a credit card.
Oh my God. I'd have to leave my credit card. There's just oh my God. Like they're in stock sales. I'm just looking at stuff. I'm like, I mean, look, I've got an entire DTOF is all Legions.
Oh wow. Oh, you're committed. Wow.
Yeah, it is. Those things are so much fun. I love them. Especially with the new dragon that just came out and
the blue one? Yeah, that thing's amazing. That's on my wish list in my pile of loot.
Oh my God. And then of course they're doing like the cosmic stuff now, and I think I'm liking that more than I like Legions. I don't know. Like cheat on it with its sibling.
Slippery slope right there.
I know. I still remember getting the first one. It was Purplore. And I was like, oh, this is cool. It's like a purple not battle cap, but it was Skeletor's Panther.
Yeah.
Panther.
Oh, it was purple. Yeah.
Purplore.
I think Tibius was my first one, the skeleton guy.
Yeah, I love those. I think I fell hard for the goblins and the vampires.
Nice. That's a cool cat you got there, Greg.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's like,
I'm in his favorite spot, so he has.
He looks like he wants to say something.
Probably wants to be fed, is what he wants.
Yeah, true.
So switching gears a little bit, I've got G.I. Joe Classified.
Yeah.
I know, John, you've bought a bunch of those, right?
Unfortunately,
yes. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I got a
I
few
do as well. Greg, have you bought any of those? You do any G.I. Joe?
Of them.
You have all. Okay, there you go. There you go.
I've got his tank. I've got the vamp. I've got everything pre-ordered. Joe's was one of my favorite things growing up as a kid, and I remember getting the originals. I'm still waiting for my all-time favorite figure in Flash. I want him so bad as a classified figure.
Which one?
Flash.
Which guy was Flash?
He was the one that had like the red catcher's gear thing on the front of him.
Oh yeah.
He was one of the first figures I ever got. So I'm waiting for him to finish out the originals.
Yeah. Well, my buddy was talking about doing a live stream with the designers on Classified.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I might be trying to coordinate that in the next weeks or so. We'll see. We'll see what comes together. But
you guys gonna get to talk to Lenny and the design team?
We would get Lenny on, yeah, and maybe we'd ask for Tony, who's the sculptor, I guess.
Okay.
So I don't have connection there, but my buddy does. And he's a huge Joe fan. He's a really talented customizer too. So when we did the Terradrome diorama at ChrisCon last summer, a lot of the custom figures on there were his customs. So it'd be, I don't know. We'll see what, I don't do a lot of G.I. Joe stuff, but I was like Greg, I was a big fan of G.I. Joe as a kid. I had a bunch of them too.
Yeah.
Metalhead,
I love this guy.
Yeah. Metalhead, I have
But
no
I think-
idea who the character is. But I bought
What'd you say, Greg?
I said, I have no idea who Metalhead is. He didn't appear, and I have no idea.
Yeah.
He looks cool. I don't like that the missiles don't fit into the top rockets holsters up on his shoulders. You need the blaster.
Oh yeah, you can't
fit.
just like plug him in. Yeah, that was kind of a bad. That's not a great design. Honestly, you know what? I kind of just want to take those out, and this just becomes like a jetpack.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
But it's a cool. It's a cool design.
I had Metalhead
I know
as a
nothing about
kid.
him.
He was Iron Grenadiers, which I think he was one of Destro's like crews or one of Destro's like teams.
He's got like a little marking, Destro's. Yeah, it says Destro on the side of his.
Yeah, I remember the Iron Grenadiers from there, but I don't remember him at all. I remember
I don't know if he was Iron Grenadiers, or maybe he came after.
He is Iron Grenadiers, I believe.
Yeah.
At least it says it on the pod.
The classified figures are great for kid bashing. All the stuff they come with.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was just curious for you guys. Can I ask you a question? What kind of questions should I ask them if we do get Lenny and the design team on for classified? What do you guys think about when you think about those figures?
My biggest thing is I want them to finish out the original 13.
Okay.
Is that something that's on the books, or are we just veering straight off into the 90s crazy Joes? Because it seems like kind of that's where we're at. Because for me, the G.I. Joes was that original 13, and then those early 80s figures before everything got extreme in the 90s, and we got the Eco Warriors, the Tiger Force, the Python Patrols, and all the crazy paint jobs.
Yeah, they went straight into those.
G.I. Joe the movie, those are the characters I remember the most too, like Bazooka and Quick Kick and Jinx and Tunnel Rat and Sergeant Slaughter, and that kind of era was like the sweet spot for me.
Yeah,
and it seems like that's what they've done. They've done a lot of those characters already.
Yeah.
And then they're going to do some of the Cobra Law figures, which is going to be cool.
What was the guy with the wings?
Nemesis Enforcer is what he was in the movie.
I need him.
Okay.
Nemesis Immortal is what they've released him as.
Didn't they have like straight up snake people?
Yeah, Cobra Commander gets turned into a snake.
Yeah.
There was I don't think there were like snake people in the Cobra Law, but he does get turned into the snake that Roadblock carries him around in the winter.
Right. Because like both Motu and Joe basically did the same thing, and they just had like a whole bunch of snakes at some point.
They pipelined those figures. The Nemesis is coming, and the Cobra Commander is coming. So
they did say it is coming.
Yeah, they've announced that's coming.
Cool.
Yeah,
that is cool. Honestly, for me, and so Greg, you're coming at this from someone who like watched the show when it came out. I have never actually watched the entire show. I've watched like bits and pieces. And so I was born in '86, so like I was born like after, I guess, the run of the show.
Yeah.
And so for me, the toys that I got were the ones that you're talking about, the weird ones. And so that's what I like, is the weird shit. So like the normal looking like Dusties and those types of characters are great, but I really love it when it gets weird, and the bright colors, like the bat.
It was like Eco Force, really cool. Where they like they were like fluorescent green.
Yeah, they like
that's when I checked out. I was like, I'm done.
Then they had like the monsters, where they all like some of them turned into monsters or aliens, and I remember that. I always thought those were really kind of neat. But granted, like, I just love monsters. Honestly, I mean, I think what they did really, really well was making just flat out excellent animals.
Yeah.
My hands down, my favorite G.I. Joe figures are the crocodile. the dog.
Oh yeah,
the Rottweiler
100%.
they did.
Yeah,
Yep.
I love this. Yeah,
The
good.
wolf, even the eagle turned out better than I thought it
Yeah.
should have turned out.
Yeah, agreed.
I'd like to see them do more of those, and I'm glad they're doing that warthog and then that little monkey.
The
like
dogs
to see,
too. Great.
Yeah, just do more of those.
Do you guys remember Raptor, like the guy with the eagle
The
suit?
eagle
with the
wings, yeah. I had that figure as a kid.
I don't remember that one.
It was great. It was like soft goods wings. It was like
Yeah.
Condor Man. Like,
Wow.
yeah.
David,
So-
what about some plans for maybe ask them about and obviously I'm not going to tell you what they have in development, but plans to do like some more intermediate vehicles, like not quite
Mhm.
The big stuff. But forgive me, I don't know all the Joe vehicles, but there's a lot of intermediate stuff like land and sea vehicles they can do.
Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, and they're doing some of those now, like
Yeah.
the little ATV they just announced, the Ferret, and
Yeah, I want one of those. That's pretty cool.
there's so many cool little vehicles in that original Joe line. Those really neat. They just designed some great vehicles at the time.
Mhm.
Yeah. Or what about that? I think it was the GI Joe headquarters where it had like the where you could park the different vehicles, had like a jail cell, a little command center. I don't know if
Mhm.
classified could scale up, but maybe that could be a hazard.
Oh, then you're getting into just like Black Series, like diorama sets.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That'd be hard.
But with
Yeah,
classified,
that would
it could be maybe a little bit more feasible.
Yeah.
So here's a thought that I think could kind of answer the problem that is with classified is, what if they did? I mean, 'cause it kind of works for Star Wars. Have a TVC scaled, super articulated 3 3/4 set of like Joes, but done with the detail of classified, done with the articulation of classified. But then you could also have the vehicles.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like Hiya Toys is doing those really
Mhm.
detailed.
Yeah.
There's a
I
lot
think
of
that would be
rumors that they're supposed to. I mean, I watch. I don't know if you guys know. It's Chad. I mean, his channel. He talks about GI Joe a lot, and he said there's supposed to be a lot of rumor, a lot of pipeline. They're working on 3 3/4. They're going to try to relaunch that and dive back into that.
Mhm.
Really?
What's going to happen?
Wow.
Yeah, that's what the rumors are anyway. We'll see what happens.
There was Super 7, I think, was doing the O-ring
Mm-hmm.
or trying to do O-ring. Oh, there's been a few that have I know Hasbro did a few O-ring waves.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fascination of the O-ring is. Is it just because you can make them twirl? I mean, you guys are.
No, the
I never
fascination,
More
John,
of a
is
nostalgia play more than anything.
yeah.
Okay.
That's
It
really
was
old technology.
It was
isn't
the
it?
first. Like for me, I think the fascination there is that it improved. It was a leaps and bounds improvement in articulation
Yeah.
Right.
from Star
every-
Wars Kenner
From-
figures
Yeah.
Mhm.
to single elbows the Joes
Yeah.
had, and then all of a sudden you had swivels and all this movement, right?
Yeah.
Greg, would you agree?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. I mean, that's kind of what I assumed, because I remember playing with them when I was little, and my cousin had a bunch of GI Joes, and I was like, "Oh, this is so cool!" Because my Star Wars figures couldn't do that.
they were just so much more posable. I remember as a kid, I just loved playing with them because you could do cool kicks and jumps and moves, and you could
You could
they
bend their
just had a
knees.
lot more playability.
I
So
just
would you
thought of-
be
Their knees.
would you be into a 3 3/4 inch Joe line that was to maintain the same like detail and sculpt and?
I mean, they
paint
did
as
the
this?
25th anniversary line
Yeah,
a while back.
see the Cobra or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, those were pretty detailed. I think right up there with the TVC line that's going on now with Star Wars.
Mhm.
I think it was pretty well, and then it just kind of died off. I think once Toys R Us kind of bit the dust, that kind of went
Mhm.
away as well. But they were
Yeah.
good figures. I've got a bin of them sitting in my garage right now, and I've got
Would that have been like 2000, 2005, 2010?
early 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I think
I've
I remember
got
some of them.
vehicles like Serpentor and his Air Chariot, Deep Six and the Shark.
Mhm.
There's some decent vehicles that they put out with it. I mean, they can totally do it again.
Mhm.
Yeah, my answer is to that question is I don't know. I don't know if I'd be in on it or not.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's another line to collect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that would at least
Space.
open an avenue for like the larger vehicles. But then you'd ask the question, like Star Wars isn't doing well. They're not doing large Star Wars vehicles, but I wonder how much of that is just the fact it'd be super expensive. But I mean, like this with all of the rockets and effects was like $30 or $35.
But
And
the thing with the GI Joes and Hasbro is that Hasbro owns all of GI Joe, so they can do whatever they want. They don't have to pay a licensing fee. Whether Star Wars and Marvel, they still have to pay that license. So you're mixing and matching, trying to get more bang for your buck. But with GI Joe, you're definitely getting it because they can just throw everything in there.
I feel like there's not going to be that much demand for G.I. Joe 3 3/4. I feel like that's more of a TBC that's still alive as far as collectors. I mean, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I don't know. I just feel like classified is more of the flavor that everybody's kind of into now. Seems to do well. It seems to be popular.
Yeah.
Now, if they could just put out a freaking cartoon now.
Yeah, that's what they need is some media to go along with classified.
Like, these things look amazing. Why can't we get a cartoon?
Yeah, Netflix or Amazon, somebody.
Yeah, like give me the same studio that did the He-Man Revelation series, and I'd be like,
hell yeah. Or even the Transformer, the Rise or War of Cybertron. Like some of that was really good animation. Let me ask you guys this. I just thought about something. I saw on Instagram that they're supposed to do a Transformers G.I. Joe crossover.
Yeah.
What about doing an Optimus Prime 6-inch classified truck? Non-converting, just him as a truck. Yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
So are you talking about
like a semi with 6-inch?
Like it would transform into Optimus Prime?
It didn't have to. It wouldn't have to. Just him in truck mode, but a classified size. Because he's going to be. If they're doing a crossover movie, I mean, if they can make it transform somehow, that'd be even better. You almost
have to make it transform at that point. You might as well.
I think so. Yeah, but then we're probably talking HasLab. It wouldn't be like a main.
Oh yeah.
It'd be a retail item. So I don't know. Who knows?
I do agree with your comment on the O-rings. I think there is a market for it in the same way that the retro collection has a market.
Retro
collection, but there is a market.
Yeah. Well, David loves his retro collection.
I do love my retro, but I think I'm a pretty small niche collector there. But doesn't seem to be a lot of us that are into the retro stuff.
I picked up a good bunch of them when they were marked down to like $2 a piece at Walmart. They are cool. I wish they would take the stupid sticker off of them. I'd buy more. They just took the sticker off of those things. But I don't know, like vehicle wise, like for G.I. Joe, like what else? It would have to be small, obviously. Like I remember there's like not a mud sticker. Oh yeah, you got
this is the brand new retro.
Yep, I saw that in the thing.
Like the 4-inch scale ones.
Yeah. It's so weird though, because like I can go into comic book shops and buy him on card from like 1997. 99.
So I don't know. I like them. I guess I'm the target market for these. I don't know.
Did they actually do the printing on his skin?
No.
Or is it just salmon?
It's just plain.
He doesn't look bad. No.
He looks fine. I like him.
Yeah. They're fun. I got my son one of the Boba Fett's. He really seems to enjoy that one.
Nice. Right on.
Now, have you gotten the other 3 3/4, 4-inch line that they're putting out?
No, I'm not grabbing those. Sorry, I'm on the Joe kick. See what I got, Greg?
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Those are my childhood right there.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I kept all the file cards. Look at this.
The guy who wrote them would be very, very happy with you.
I gotta be honest, man. They need to incorporate that somehow in the new packaging.
They do. They have
version of that.
They have those stupid little things on the side.
You have to go online to figure out what each one means.
And it doesn't even work. Their website, the QR code doesn't even take it anything.
Yeah. I do miss that though, because I really enjoy like reading the biographies of the characters, and like Star Wars doesn't even do that. They have like 2 sentences.
There's too much corporate legalese on the back of the cards.
I'm glad Valiverse does that. That's kind of a throwback.
Yeah, Legions does that, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah. You know what I thought was funny? I was going to ask you guys this. So when Marvel Legends went to, I don't know if you guys collect much of that, but when Marvel Legends went to the plastic-free packaging, and then they got rid of like the character description on the back, and it was just like, well, I mean, why? It's like you could still put that information on the back for newer collectors, as you guys are always telling us there are. And then the packaging came back, and now it's, it looks like it used to.
Gary makes a very good point.
That's true.
Oh, now I'm getting all the hate. It's ridiculous. They're not even. Oh, that's the 5. Yeah. Yeah.
So I will defend that line because I think they need something for kids. Because I can't hand my son, my 4-year-old son, my vintage collection. If me and him are playing vintage collection, I can't just hand him the bucket and say, go to town. Because he will break a lot of stuff or will lose stuff or whatever. And at least with this other line they're doing, it is way more kid friendly and interesting because they have like the little action features and stuff. So I will defend it. I think it's a good idea, and I hope they're successful because we need more children that like this stuff.
Yes,
it's not enough kids that actually give a shit about Star Wars.
Yeah, that's true. They need to keep
market to that next generation. I just went to Ross, and all that Young Jedi stuff is in there, and it's like, that didn't hit with anybody.
No, I try to get. I was trying to like say, hey, James, what do you think about this? This is cool. He's like, no, I don't care. Yeah, he's like, I want a Sonic. Let me go look at Sonic.
My son was the same way.
Yeah,
I'm just having fun now looking at these cards.
David, you got to figure out a way. And you're good at like displaying stuff. You got to figure out a way to display those somehow, man.
Quilt them.
I have all my childhood Joes in a bin in the corner, and I have but eventually I'm going to put them out with my Star Wars stuff.
Just have you seen? I can't think of his name. There's a guy that does like 3D printed like display stands, and you can put the file card in the back. Have you seen those on Instagram?
I have not. No,
that's cool.
Yeah, I'll have to shoot that to you.
For what it's worth, I do have these. Greg, you know what these are? The little stands that I made that have a little clip. But
that's great.
So maybe I need to put a little card or something back here so you guys can put cards in there.
Death Star design. That's cool.
Yeah, I agree. Darth Wizzy Wizards, they should be 375. I was like, it was kind of a weird choice. But then you'd have 3 lines that are essentially 375. And it is kind of weird, like what the audience is.
And a lot of that stuff goes to clearance.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg, I got to show you my prize piece.
Stuff.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
This is
the retro stuff doesn't go.
This was my childhood one that I played with all the time, and I saved the card back and the bubble and everything, so I just put them back in there for display.
That's cool.
I absolutely love this. So.
That's cool.
Yeah,
actually, great. I did a figure. I did a carded version of this guy. It's the carded ones up in my office at school, and so I ended up doing the carded one's just in a neutral position with his arms down. He's not posed like this, and so I ended up doing like a little informal toy line. And then I took a lot of notes from the G.I. Joe card backs with like the explosion and the colors and the font and stuff. And I love that card back. It's so much fun.
Yeah. Did you guys happen to pick this up? Any of you guys get this guy?
No.
No, he looks fun though.
It's so great, man. I'm telling you, just for fun, you should get this. This thing is awesome. It's great. Your kid will love it. Anybody, like my son just likes to play with it.
Who
son
made
does
it?
love Cheetos.
Is it NECA or is it?
No, it's
Who made that one?
Jada Toys is the same ones that do the Street Fighter
Okay.
figures.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's cool.
he's got an alternate head. He's fully articulated. I mean, dude, this thing's great. It's awesome. Kind of wondering if they'll do like Tony the Tiger or like, where they're going to stop, anymore.
Mm-hmm. But one thing I'm hoping for with this new Star Wars line is they do cheaper vehicles for that. I think that'd be really nice to see.
Yeah.
Did you see they announced the N1 fighter for that line?
Did they?
Yeah, I did see
Mandalorian.
the Mandalorian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly what you said. A cheap
Yeah.
version of the N1 for
How
the
does it
4-inch
look?
figure.
How does it look?
I saw a picture of it somewhere. You have to Google it. There was some image released. Not a lot of detail in the photo, but I think it's like it might be worth picking up.
Mm-hmm. What is the line called
cheap.
again?
The N1, the line.
I'm trying to remember what the line's called.
I don't remember.
Let me take a look.
Greg, do you collect both scales, or are you mostly 6-inch? Or
Mostly 6-inch. I did do some of the vintage stuff, but I gravitated more towards the 6-inch. I think it's a nicer scale. More detail, looks nicer.
Yeah.
Do more with it.
Yeah, I agree. Do you collect any McFarlane, or are you mostly Hasbro?
Just mostly Hasbro. I grew up a Kenner kid, so Star Wars is my bread and butter. My mom and grandma both worked for Kenner Toys, so I grew up inside Kenner Toys.
Really?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
man, I bet they got some stories.
Yeah. My grandma was the personal assistant to Joe Mendelson, who was the CEO at the time.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have some cool memorabilia? Like what
I
do you
used
got?
to. I did. They had the you guys remember the little metal figures, right? The little they gave out something like in 1983 right after Return of the Jedi. Those series just started coming out, and it was like a little Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Bespin lightsaber duel, and it said like "May the Force be with you." Kenner Toys, 1983, something on something. They gave those out to the executives. I ended up getting one, and like that was one of the things that like everybody calls me about because they know that my grandma used to work there. It's like, hey, do you have this particular thing? We know like only so many of them were given out, kind of things. One thing I know I had was a pre-prototype C-3PO carry case before it was vacuumentalized. So it was like a milky white plastic.
Wow.
Like only like 300 were made, like before they actually did the whole vacuumentalizing and put them out. So it was cool growing up a Kenner kid.
That's awesome.
That is cool.
Yeah. So that stuff got lost to time, or do you still have any of it?
Lost to time. Moving. I used to live with my grandma. When she passed away, I moved out, and then a lot of stuff got left, and I don't know what happened to it after I left.
Yeah.
My cat's knocking stuff over on the diorama right now.
Yeah, I saw him walking along the ledge back in the back.
He's walking along the ledge behind me.
You can make like a little cat bed, like insert into the wall. It just looks like another hangar bay or maintenance bay.
He's chasing screws that I had sitting on the edge.
Oh yeah.
He's eating a screw right now.
Nice.
Great.
Gotta get that metal.
Come out the under end later. Yeah.
Yeah.
I found that ship actually. It doesn't look too bad. It's very clearly like for kids. It's got little like launcher built in, and it doesn't look as kiddified as like the what's the Adventure series which
the Fisher Price line.
Yeah. Which I thought that one was kind of interesting. My son has a couple of those, and they're not bad, but this one I think might be a good stand-in for like the vintage collection. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, my son has that one too.
this is the little kid X-wing.
Yeah.
What's this? What's this line called again? This was
Adventure, I think, Adventure series or
Young
Adventure.
Adventures or
That was-
something.
yeah.
no, it's
Jedi
Fleet,
Adventures.
isn't it? Mission
Jedi-
Fleet.
Oh,
Mission Fleet. Yeah.
Mission Fleet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think came out with a lot of ships, and for what they were, they actually looked pretty good.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's
great.
It's
That's perfect for a
stylized, shrunk
Mhm.
down, but it's kind of fun.
I actually had a couple of them sent to me to model off of. So like some of the Patreon stuff, some of the details from them came from like the Jedi Obi-Wan's Jedi fighter.
Mm.
Actually,
Yeah, weren't you doing Ahsoka's or when you were working on that
Ahsoka.
Jedi?
Yeah.
I remember that. That was at your house at the time.
Specifically, a guy sent me that one, and then he also, I think he sent me Anakin's, the one with like little pop-up wings. So that started off as a mission fleet or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Nick's asking, when did you get back into collecting? What made you start? Greg, what do you think? Did you ever?
For me, for Star Wars, it was the Black Series, the 2015. The red and black boxes is really kind of what got me going again. I had some of like the blue and orange boxes, just a few things here and there. But when the new movies hit, like I said, I'm a Star Wars kid, and I was excited for new Star Wars, basically, and it's exploded into an entire basement filled with toys.
Yep. In the last 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same for me. I wasn't collecting until I think it was 2016. It was right after Force Awakens came out, and I saw the Kylo Ren in the snow, that little diorama piece. It was the Black Series figure with the snow base, and then you could buy part 2, which was Rey, so they face off. And I've never seen a 6-inch Star Wars figure before, and it just caught my attention. Just kind of captured my imagination, and then I bought it for myself for Christmas, and I opened it up, and I was like, this is really cool. The articulation, the detail, the posability, and that got me into Black Series. That's when I started collecting again. Really, and then it was after that Marvel Legends and down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yep. That's how it goes.
I want to address the comment after we finish this one that's just right below the fifth. I want to address that Fifth Element one in a second.
You want me to go, John, or you want to go?
Yeah, you go for it, man. You go.
Oh, okay. Mine's kind of similar to you, David. I was in GameStop and I came across this, and when I saw this for $20, I was like, and once like you said, when I got it home and got it open, I was like, yep, down the rabbit hole. Immediately, I went to Amazon, ordered a Sand Trooper. I was just like, yep, it's over. And then the movies hit, Force Friday, and I went out and got Kylo Ren and a First Order Stormtrooper and Chewbacca, and I was hooked. That's when it started for me.
Yeah.
So I started about as far back as you did then with, because I'm looking up and I see up here somewhere is my Luke Skywalker. There he is, 01 Luke Skywalker. Looking at him in the box. And I remember I lived in Indianapolis at the time. And I was working downtown, and the building that I worked at was attached to Circle Center Mall. And so I would go on my lunch break, I'd go into this little toy store and kind of go check it out. And they had Wave 1 at that Black Series. And I saw that Luke Skywalker, and I was like, that's cool. I really and I kind of would buy things here and there, but like it really dropped off when I was like in high school and college, and because I just didn't have the money. I really didn't. And so when I was working, I started to have more money, and I got that. Then I couldn't find a Darth Maul anywhere. That 02 Darth Maul was amazing. And so I ended up getting that actually off of AliExpress. So my actual Darth Maul is a KO, but he still looks amazing. Yeah. So just kind of went from there, and try to focus it as much as I can on Star Wars. But Legions came out, and then for a while I was going hard on Ninja Turtles, the NECA one, especially around COVID. But I think I'm pretty cured on that from now. I don't think I bought one in probably 2 years.
Did you even gotten any of the last Ronin figures?
No, actually, I'm kind of just refusing to buy any Ninja Turtle stuff from now on, because I know it's just going to cause issues.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm trying to like break the habit. It's hard. Their stuff's really good.
It got easy for me once I didn't know who the characters were.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
So once they kind of went past like what I knew, and I was like, okay, I don't know who these guys are. I don't need them anymore. So I didn't have to worry about that.
I am picking these up because I think, NECA, you guys know NECA. NECA does an amazing job, and I have to say, like, these are. I love this stuff. Like this just gets me for what you get for $35. It's like
NECA in general does an amazing job with their stuff, and they're so much better now than they were 5 years ago. Because their alien stuff, I love their alien stuff, but holy shit, so much of my stuff broke. Same thing with Predator. I had so many Predators with loose hips.
Yeah, I have to say, the newer stuff, the newer bodies on the Predators have gotten a lot better. They're not as brittle. They're not break as easily now. I had that problem too. A lot of QC issues.
I do love the Predators. I think for me though, with the Predators, what really hit was the Kenner Predators.
The arcade Predators.
Those, and I was like, those are really cool.
Yeah.
So I really like this comment of like wanting to do the taxi and the police cars from The Fifth Element. That is one of my most loved of all time science fiction movies. If you guys
that would be great.
I love that movie
too.
so much.
I love that movie.
My students have no idea what it is, and I will quote it, and they have no clue. But I love those movies, and I would love to do a taxi or a police car.
Show me your multipass.
Multipass. My dad and I still quote the Zorg red button bit. It's like they didn't even ask about the red button. Yeah. I love those things.
Yeah.
Was there so Dan Larson has talked about having like collection version like 1, 2, 3, where he's like gotten back on, changed, reoriented. Have you guys ever run through that where your collection is like fundamentally shifted?
Yeah.
Great question.
I was heavy in Marvel Legends. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, so I was really working on all the Spider-Man stuff. And then it just kind of got to a point where it was veering to where Spider-Man characters, I had no idea who they were. So I'm kind of backing back down, and now they just released Scarlet Spider, and it's like, God, now I really want the Scarlet Spider.
Mm-hmm.
So but I gotta draw the line. So it's ebb and flowed. With Marvel Legends for me, I'm up and down. I haven't done a whole lot of like outside of the Hasbro stuff, so I don't. Star Wars and G.I. Joe are where I'm at right now, and Marvel Legends, I'm kind of like moving them out and making room for more Star Wars and G.I. Joe, and then I'm sure I'll grab a couple more Marvel Legends at some point down the road. Just whatever happens. We'll see.
I'm not sure what I do.
My answer to that question is yes, because I started on Black Series, and now I'm like into all this retro Kenner stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I've definitely shifted, although I still have the Black Series collection and I'm still buying figures for Black Series. I can see my focus is shifting. I'm not as interested in the Black Series collection as I was like 2 years ago. And I'm really into going after the Kenner stuff, and it's just nostalgia, you know?
Yeah.
So
why do you think you're not as interested anymore?
Oh, well, the Black Series, just all the stuff we always talk about.
Where do we start?
Yeah. We've covered that ground a lot, but I think Black Series had some excitement to it. We just talked about how we got into it, with the first
Mhm.
Kylo Ren figure and Force Awakens and Force Friday and all the hype of new Star Wars, like you guys
Mhm.
just said. That was the same thing. Black Series was very exciting for many years. And then I think for me, it kind of it got off track a bit as the line, and it started with the too many extra repaints and repacks and too much. For me, it was too much corporate,
double, triple,
profit
quadruple
driven
dipping.
decisions.
Yeah.
The magic of the line started to go away, and then for me, it was when the Rancor debacle happened, and that was just I was just mad at what I had emotionally been invested in this line, buying everything, and then I just felt like they lost touch with the customer base, and they were trying to profit was becoming more important than quality and creativity. Well, I just said a lot there, but that's where it is for me. So I just stopped caring as much about the Black Series as a collection, and I found my attention being drawn to other things. What do you guys think about that?
No, I mean, for me, that's kind of where I got with it. I was telling the guys earlier. I mean, I used to buy, 2 of every figure, the Black Series that came out. Maybe not every single character, but I was pretty committed. And then it got to me for the point right around 2020, 2021. I started to, like you said, I just started to lose interest. A lot of the decisions, I was just like, yeah, I don't get where this is going. Like, I wanted to continue to invest in it, but I'm like, where are we going with this? Too many repaints and repacks. The thing that kind of bothers me is when they do a whole wave of like a show. Like, I am not a fan of like whole waves from just one movie or one show. I think it needs to be more mixed up. I think that's what's great about the Black Series. It's not, like you're kind of getting figures and characters, from every different eras. So just a lot of the character selection, I think, and just like David said, it's like I want to invest in this, but it's like I need to see that there's, like a plan. Like you had talked about in the past, like, are we going to get all the Cantina aliens at some point? Like, I would love to can I just know that that's going to happen? And if not, like, I'll start collecting legends. I'll start collecting, Mythic Legions or NECA. Like, I just lose interest. I'll take my money elsewhere. So that's kind of where I'm at. And then I would be vocal about it. And then you just, oh, you're a hater, you're toxic. So I'm with David now. I'm like, I don't even say anything about it anymore. I'm just like, oh, new Black Series. Okay. Moving on.
Right.
So
I think that's kind of where I went with like the diorama building and stuff like that. It's just I was the same way. I buy multiples of certain figures, open one, throw it on the shelf, another one just to kind of hold on to and things like that. And now it's like I still buy them, but I'm not like buying for the display. Now it's just kind of like I want my collection. Now I'm more building my dioramas and things like that. Things that I want to put together and make something more versus, just, oh, it's Star Wars. Here, put it. I get it.
Yeah, that's where I want to get to, Greg. I want to get to that point.
Yeah.
So, so for me, I've kind of changed a few things a little bit, and I think when the sequel trilogy was coming out, and it's really nothing against the sequel trilogy as the movies, but the sequel trilogy toys I thought were kind of not very well done for a large part. The paint jobs and the just stuff. Aside from the troopers generally were pretty good, but the paint jobs just kept getting really messy. And at that point, I think I was at a place where I was just kind of unhealthily just like, I need everything. I need all of it. And and I was like, no, I don't need all of it. Hi.
Guess what? It's midnight here. It's bedtime.
Oh wow.
Oh.
This is my youngest, my Super Mario collector.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Good night, buddy.
I see sleepy eyes.
Yeah. I had to come check on Dad.
Sorry, John, interrupted you there. But...
That's fine. Honestly, I'm surprised James didn't work his way up here at some point.
Yeah, I was waiting for my kids to wake up. They're sleeping.
It's prom
last night.
I just remember when I was on Mike's podcast and my son was having a fucking tantrum. Like, I'm just sitting there and just hear him go, going nuts. Oh my God. But yeah, so I think I just kind of fell out of it. And well, it's something I guess clicked. I was like, I don't need everything. Why do I?
Yeah.
I don't care about this character. I don't know these.
Yeah.
I don't care about these guys, and these aren't.
Gotta have a focus. Gotta have a
yeah. So like, what gets me excited is like interesting aliens, interesting troopers and droids and stuff like that. And so that's why
that's why I love it.
Yeah. Especially like with the new like face printing and like some of the newer articulation schemes. Like those engineering things are kind of what makes me really interested. And honestly, I'm okay with them not doing a lot of repacks because that means I don't spend the money.
Right,
so,
that's true.
In a weird way, but if they also just went ahead and just did all the army building, or not army building, but like all like the new aliens, that'd be fantastic. Like, Jar Jar, he was a cool character. He's a cool figure.
Dude, this is a great figure. Yeah, I got excited when this came out. I was like, oh wow, they're going in a new direction.
Yeah, I was really, really neat about that. And then Chrysanthemum, which I saw you pick him up too. He was a cool one as well. I was
through the keyboard, keyboard in his hand.
Not super happy about the articulation on him though, because I felt he was a little stunted. But he looks cool. He's new. He's interesting.
Oh yeah.
And so, like Doc Ondar, I thought he was really cool. I'm excited for Momo.
When we got him, I thought, oh, they'll go back and do some of the Wookiees, from what was it, episode 3. I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, I don't know.
So then, so I started getting interested in other stuff, and I think really for me is just trying to remember that, like, just get what I'm interested in, and try not to like get everything. It's okay. I don't need everything. And maybe that talks more to addiction issues than anything else, but whatever.
Well, this stuff is addicting. Like, you do want to collect it all, if we could.
Right. Because that's kind of what I went through with like the Ninja Turtle stuff. Is like when the Turtles are coming out, it was so hard to get anything that it's like as soon as you see it, you're like, oh, FOMO, you got to get it. And if not, you could like resell it for double the price because at that point
I'm struggling with the 4-pack, those Punk Turtles that just dropped at Target. I'm like, I want that. I don't need it. I don't need to spend $150, but I want it. And that was like one episode. They were like 5 seconds,
Yep. And NECA does a really good job of being able to like latch into that part of our brain where
the van, man, the van, just I had to have that.
And I felt it when I saw that. I was like, that is really cool. I really want that. And like, you have Batmobile. I saw that at Macy's in their little Toys R Us section. And I was like, that came really close. But again, part of me is like, I can't do it. I can't do all that. You gotta hold back.
I think about, what? It's funny. I justify some of this stuff because I'll go back and I'll be like, well, I never had the Kenner Batmobile, so I want to have a Batmobile. I want an '89 Batmobile in my collection. I'm not going to buy the Hot Toys version, so this $75 one, this will do. It'll fill that need, And that's kind of because I'm a Jurassic Park fan. Like that was kind of my first big blockbuster that I remember seeing in the theater in '93. So I do, some of the Hammond collection, some of the Jurassic Park stuff. But like you said, it's like, man, there's only so much space. There's only so much money to go around.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and these companies know that. Like NECA really knows that because with the stuff they'll put out is, it looks really amazing. The articulation's great. The accessories that come with are like, phenomenal accessories. Like they have that little Alf figure. I remember, and I got him, and he's a fun little dude. Like he sits in my cantina right back there, and he's just sitting there drinking beer. Well, actually, no, he's over in Doc Ondar's shop right now, shopping for stuff. But I
had to get Alf. I had to get him.
I have fought myself on getting him. I have resisted, and I think I'll be okay without him. But he looks amazing.
I think he'll go on sale eventually. He's sitting around. But this is pretty cool. Like I wasn't really ever into the gargoyles.
Yeah.
But,
Yep.
I mean,
So gargoyles, I love gargoyles, and I ended up. I'm gonna stop at the clan. I'm done with the clan.
I haven't gotten the clan yet. I've gotten everything but the clan.
So the Lexington that they came out with, I actually found, and then immediately broke it when it came out of the box. His arm snapped, and so I've never seen another one. And I took it back to Target. They actually like refunded it. And guess what popped up on the damn shelf 2 weeks later? The broken one that I returned. So it's been sitting there for 6 months. And I kind of want to tell someone about it, but then again, also I'm like, I just, maybe I don't need Lexington, but I kind of do want Lexington.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the gargoyles ones are tough.
Yeah, they are, because like actually I just spent yesterday, I spent about 30-40 minutes putting them back up on my shelf because they're huge. They're absolutely huge.
Goliath is unreal. Yeah.
He does not get to wear his normal wings. He has his cloak wings. That's what he gets because they're too damn big. And
that's the thing. Like, what would you do with all of them with all the wings extended? Like,
yeah,
I want to see somebody display that, please.
Yeah, my wife keeps telling me I just need to like hang them from the ceiling. That's what her opinion is.
Yeah,
but like even those early Goliath and Demona, their wings suck.
Yeah.
Like they just they flop around, they fall out. They're awful.
I love I was thinking of some other stuff I picked up since last time I talked to you.
Those two are my two favorite TMNT figures, hands down.
So good, man. They're so good. They're doing another like an Archie Comics version, I think, of Mondo. It looks pretty good, but yeah, this one's pretty good.
Yeah, Mondo is. I almost got on multiple attempts. I've almost gotten, or multiple occasions, I've almost gotten the Super 7 one for Mondo.
Yeah,
just because that was my favorite TMNT figure when I was a kid.
Yeah, the NECA stuff is really, and even I don't know, man. Like I'm just like, how much longer? How many more versions of the Turtles can they give us? I mean,
they're running through. I think they're about dry with the cartoon, so that's why you're seeing like the Ronin and comics and all of that. But so that brings up the point. What's that?
That's parts for the diorama. Just came off the
okay.
Cool.
What does anyone know what the freaking frack is wrong with Playmates and why they can't seem to make a turtle toy that doesn't suck? I'm not talking about the new movie. I think the movie figures are actually fine. But have you seen?
Did you see that they're going to be doing? I think it's a Walmart exclusive in July. They're doing. So they're going to take the 1988 and reinterpret them with modern articulation. I was like, whoa, okay, Playmates.
But did you see the picture?
I know. It was just a blurry
No, they have a high resolution picture. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna find it for you because it is.
Please.
It looks bad.
It is.
Oh no! I had high hopes for that too. I was getting excited.
Let's see.
Yeah, the turtles that I have, the NECA turtles, I have the ones with the in disguise, the trench coats. At least the animated ones, and then obviously, I have the live action versions.
Terribly textured is the comment you get, John.
I don't understand what the hell they were doing with this stuff. It was such an awful design choice.
I know nothing about turtles, so I'm not engaged at all. And
I'm sorry.
I was excited to have
I actually just sold off all my turtle stuff.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Turtles is huge, though. There's so many turtle products on the toy aisle right now. I mean, they take up
that
like a
He-Man
quarter of the
Turtles
aisle.
crossover that's going on. Whatever
For
that is.
For you, David, like when David says like the retro stuff is his, like this for me, like this is my childhood. Like this is stuff.
Right.
That's true. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think those are cool, but okay. So I can't find. I can only find the blurry picture, but I'm trying to look at where. You know what? I'm just gonna go to the damn video. This Pixel Dan did a thing about it.
Yeah, he's pretty good about the turtle stuff.
Yeah, but even he was like, "What the hell is the point of this?"
I will say this though. I mean, Super 7. I do have this from Super 7. I forgot about this. I got this for my birthday a couple years ago. I had this original figure when I was a kid.
All right, I'm gonna share my screen if that's okay.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Yep. Go ahead.
Let's see. Share screen. Let's see.
For the-
Chrome.
I'm sure the chat's like, how did we get into turtle talk?
Yeah, how'd we get to turtles?
Man, we gotta talk about everything.
Yeah, that's
see.
true.
Okay. So
Hey, look,
here-
Pixel Dan's on the stream.
There we go.
All right.
All right.
So these
So
are
I'm-
new, like,
Yeah.
promo shots?
These are.
Okay.
This is a
Yeah.
new promo HD resolution promo shot that they sent out. And so here's the thing that I am not a fan of is so
Yeah.
they textured the skin with this weird pock
Oh.
marking.
Oh no.
So it looks like they have like acne scars.
Oh, why?
I'm not I can deal with this, but they did the awful hips that they do on their modern turtle figures. I don't understand why they do these hips. They're bad hips. But then if you look here at Raphael's ankle, it's just a cut. There's no ankle. There's no ankle hinge. There's no rock. There's nothing. So why do this?
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder what they'll look like in packaging. Maybe I'll just get them to hang them on the wall or something.
Right. So that makes me question, like, well, then why not just get the redos that they put out this past year?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that $40 set. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So why not just do that then? Because I was really excited for like a Motu Origin style TMNT that's going to be a little bit cheaper. That actually would be really fun.
Well, this isn't. I mean, this wasn't bad for a $10
No.
figure. I mean, the articulation's okay.
No, I think they're perfectly fine, but like clearly they're aiming at a different audience. I think.
Yeah, with that stuff.
For this thing.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that I don't know. Playmates just does some weird choices when it comes to their stuff because they also had like these super articulated turtles for a while that they kept like putting back out and putting back out and putting back out for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like a it was kind of like the Marvel Legends problem from like the 90s where it was like just a little too over articulated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
And so they didn't look very good. But they just kept like pushing it. But then you're sitting there competing with like NECA and some of these other companies that are putting out like way better, like Super 7, putting out way better turtle stuff. And Playmates is still trying to push this.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys own the damn license. Like why are you doing this? You can do better.
Yeah. Well, do they anymore though? I thought Nickelodeon owns it now. Or I mean,
well, I thought they owned the main toy license.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
That's what I was thinking.
Right, yeah. Playmates has always held that, I think.
But then now you have what is it? Best Action. That's like actually seems to be putting out some decent turtle stuff. That looks.
Yeah, I've
kinda
seen
cool.
those at the store.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hey guys, I gotta wrap this up because I'm
Okay.
fading fast.
You're all good.
Oh yeah, it's pretty late. Yeah.
I'm over here East Coast time, but I'm only an hour off of John.
Yeah.
Greg, what time is it for you? You're 11?
It's midnight, after midnight.
Oh, it is midnight. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Same for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's
We'll have
fun.
to do this again.
Great talk.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
talk to
Greg.
you guys for hours,
Thanks for
as we have.
thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
I've been watching your hanger with great interest, seeing your pictures and stuff. So I know it's going to be awesome when it comes together.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely, it's coming together.
Yeah. Can't wait to see it, man.
Thank you.
Greg, you want to
Yeah.
plug your shop and your stuff?
I would if I
IG.
could remember what I called it.
It's too late at night. You can't remember.
But it's you can search my name because it's all named after me. So I'm on Facebook. I'm in the dioramas, Star Wars dioramas resource, Star Wars Black Series Customs. I'm in those groups.
Cool.
I'm on John's Discord.
Mm-hmm.
I'm friends with David on Facebook, so he's got me. There we go.
Greg Engel, Imperial 3D Prints and Customs.
Yes.
There you go. That's Facebook.
That's my
Nice.
Facebook.
Can you put that in our group chat, David, on Instagram?
I can later. Yes.
You can share the
Yeah.
link. Yeah, whenever. Yeah. I'll have to, I
So-
don't use Facebook much. I'll have to get back into that.
Yeah.
So if any of you guys want to like get something of mine to be printed, Greg is one of my Watto seller members, and so if you go to layercreation.com, I have his link for his Instagram on my partner's website as well, along with my other Wattos in there as well.
Perfect.
So a good,
you guys,
talented group of people.
You'll be getting some commissions from me here in about a couple weeks. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yep. And if anyone wants to like print your own stuff, please feel free to check out my Patreon, which again is also on layercreations.com. And I do sell files through CG Trader and Colts 3D.
Keep up the great work, John. We'll definitely be checking out your stuff.
All right, my turn to plug. And if anybody wants to watch more of my YouTube, you can watch my visit with John at his studio, which was filmed about a year ago before he worked on the Rancor. But that's on my channel too.
It was a fun day.
It was a fun visit. Yeah. All right. Well, guys.
Next time I see you guys, I'll be in a new house because I'm moving in 2 weeks.
Oh, are you?
Congrats.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll have a whole new setup. So,
Awesome.
That's the fun part, breaking it all down and then getting to put it all back up again.
Yep. Don't lose that one box.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. None of this stuff's going in the moving truck. This is coming with me in my car. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, thanks a lot. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Good night.
Yep. See you guys.
Good weekend.
Take care.
We'll see you guys
Be safe
later.
out there.
Good night.
All right.